Good morning, everybody. Monday. Before we get into the episode, briefly, let's talk about the sponsors that allow me to make the podcast and provide it to all of you. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Feels. CBD is not about what you feel. It's about what you don't feel, whether that is stress, anxiety, pain, maybe all of those. And I've actually used CBD for all of that to include as a sleep aid. Feels is a better way to feel better. Go to feels.com/clearedhot and you're going to get 50% off your first order with free shipping. Feels is a premium CBD that will help keep your head clear and help Feels is a premium CBD that will help keep your head clear and help you feel your best. It's hassle-free, delivered directly to your door. CBD naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. There is no hangover or addiction. You place a few drops of Feels under your tongue and you're going to feel the difference within minutes. The thing to remember about CBD is that finding the right dose is important. And because of that, I recommend the Flight, which is 3 different dosages, and you can play around with it until you find what works for you. Feels offers a CBD hotline to help guide your personal experience so that you find that perfect dose. And the customer service team is dedicated to making sure you get the best use of your CBD. Joining the Feels monthly membership makes self-care very easy. You'll save money on every order. You can pause or cancel at any time. So start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/clearedhot and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That is FEALS.com/clearedhot to become a member and get 50% off automatically your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/clearedhot. This episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. If there is something that is interfering with your happiness or it is preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp is here to help you. Mental health challenges, they're a real thing. I've gone through them myself. How did I get out of them? By seeking out an expert and working through them. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours. It is not a crisis line. It is not self-help. This is professional counseling done securely online. There are a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available depending on where you live. And the service, because it's based on the internet, is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. And what I'll say on this is do not give up on the process. Perhaps you just need to find somebody that you connect with better if your first match isn't perfect. BetterHelp is more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. Visit betterhelp.com/clearedhot. That is betterhelp.com/clearedhot and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. Special offer for the listeners, 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/clearedhot. This episode is also brought to you by ShipStation. So let's talk about passion here for a second. We all have passions in life. It could be archery or jiu-jitsu or long-range shooting or hunting or interpretive dance. I don't know, whatever you're into. But we all have passions, like selling crafts online, all out of a deep, burning love and passion for logistics and order management, right? No, that's not right. No one's passionate about that part. And that's why there is ShipStation. They make it easy to manage your orders and get your products out the door so you can get back to doing what you really love, whatever that may be, even if it's just growing your business. ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers. They can import orders from any sales channel, ship with any carrier using ShipStation's deeply discounted rates, and automate just about any shipping task. No wonder 100,000 plus online sellers choose ShipStation. I use ShipStation every single day, and it has been a lifesaver. My podcast store is hosted on Shopify, but I don't fulfill from there. I do all of my fulfillment from ShipStation, and it has made my life incredibly easy. You can rank things by quantity. You can break things out by item name, by SKU name. And anybody who has done any level of online shipping where there's multiple products, you know how much of a pain in the butt it can be if you just print things out in bulk. You're going back and forth. And that was probably the #1 time-saving tool that I have found recently is bulking or grouping things by item name. So I can fulfill just one item and move on to the next. It has saved me countless amounts of time. And the discounts I get on the shipping, well, I just try to pass that back on to those of you who listen and decide to support the podcast with your purchases. So if you sell anything, no matter how you sell it, whether it's Shopify or Etsy or maybe even your own website, ShipStation will funnel all your orders into one simple interface that you can manage from anywhere, even on your cell phone. I forgot to mention, I do have that app as well. It's very easy to use. You're going to get access to amazing discounts with major carriers, including UPS, FedEx, and USPS. Easily compare carriers and choose the best solution every single time. Small businesses can now access the same rates usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies without the contracts or commitments. If you are shipping and selling, or I guess I should say that the other way, selling and shipping anything, you need to get on board the ShipStation train right now. You can ship more in less time for a lot less money. There's an offer code, Cleared Hot, to get a 60-day free trial. That is 2 months free, no hassle, stress-free shipping. Go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in Cleared Hot. That is ShipStation.com. Click on the microphone at the top of the page, code Cleared Hot. Make it happen. If you've ever ordered anything from the podcast, this is how I get it to you. Last but certainly not least, this episode is brought to you by Mountain Tough Fitness Labs. We're going to be talking about training, and actually with that, a lot of mental toughness as well. Working out by yourself can be extremely challenging. Not just from the workout perspective alone, but from the discipline or motivation or inspiration perspective. And that's one of the things that I enjoy the most about the Mountain Tough programs. One, there's a bunch to choose from. So you have no gym equipment programs, you have gym equipment programs for preseason, programs for in-season. There's a lot to choose from. And in addition to there being a lot of programs to choose from, they have a community. With over 10,000 plus Mountain Tough athletes, the community is very strong. They're supportive, and they're going to help keep you accountable. I also love the fact that they focus very heavily on mental toughness. Everything that they do is grounded in one purpose, the transformation of your life and achieving your goals. So if you're interested in increasing your mental toughness, building muscle, perhaps improving endurance, anytime, anywhere, from any mobile device, you need to check them out. Thousands of hours have been dedicated to testing on mountain hunters, first responders, and military personnel. There's lifetime access to purchased programs, so you don't have to worry about them getting stripped out of your account 6 months or a year from now. You can buy it one time and boom, you've got it for the rest of the time you have the app on your phone. There are programs for everyone, those who hit the gym and heavy weights, and those who like to work out at home with no gear at all. There's guidance for the beginner, for the intermediate, and the elite athlete. And again, one of the things that I love the most about these programs is that they are programs for when accomplishing the mission is all that matters. Sometimes in rugged terrain, maybe it's at high altitude, maybe it's for multiple days. They are designed with that type of environment in mind. The right nudge from the right person at the right time can change your destiny. And regardless of your age or circumstance, I am nudging you to start today, as I know that Mountain Tough programs and the Mountain Tough community will enable you to become the best version of yourself. Mountain Tough is offering the listeners 20% off if you go to mountaintough.com /clearedhot to receive 20% off. That is mtntough.com /clearedhot. And that's it on the business side of the house. My guests today, of which there are 3, 2 are repeat guests. The first, let's start with Matt Vincent, who actually introduced me to the other guests. Probably best known for being a 2-time Highland Games world champion and strength athlete. He spent more than 10 years competing in powerlifting, strongman, weightlifting, and of course, the Highland Games. Blasted his knee a little bit, which doesn't surprise me given those activities, and continues to share his fitness passion through seminars, book writing, fitness apparel, and he has his own podcasts. On the other side of the table from Matt and I in this episode were Rob and Dana Linn Bailey. Rob has previously been on the podcast. Dana Linn had not been on the podcast. They are an absolute force to be reckoned with. I don't even really know where to start, and Dana did a great job of describing who she is and where she came from. Rob, like I said, has been on the podcast before, but some wave tops, definitely entrepreneurs, whether it's the Flag Nor Fail organization, which happens to be based here in Kalispell. They have supplements. They used to own a brick and mortar gym. They have an Airbnb rental business here in the Valley. A fascinating couple. I love what they have going on. I love their headspace. And I'm going to shut up. Let's get into this. Episode number 193 with Matt, Rob, and Dana. Enjoy.
Okay, got the red smoke. Gun run, north or south, west of the smoke, west of the smoke. Okay, copy, west of the smoke. I'm looking at danger close now. Come on with it, baby, give it to me, I need it. You're cleared hot. Copy, cleared hot.
All right?
That's
not.
I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. The biggest thing that I don't want to change is I don't have license plates on any of my cars.
Yet?
I just,
some of them do.
because I buy a car and then I just have the title and that's good enough. But going to the
But
DMV,
is it?
Yes.
So currently in Montana, yes, that is.
So you don't have to have insurance, or do you?
Hold on. Is this Montana law or is this Rob's made up law?
This is my made up law. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean I haven't.
He just hasn't gotten pulled over, so he's
I haven't been
all
pulled
right.
over. So that's part of the beauty I like of Montana right now, which is the cops are they're here, but they're only here for bad stuff. They don't care if you don't have a license plate.
I think they care if they're having a slow day. I think it's one of those we'll get to it if we have time scenarios.
Well, I guess I don't go to those parts of town.
Well, you guys. So I live
parts are
40
those?
minutes south of town.
Yeah.
So everybody talks about Kalispell is exploding. And I'm and all I think of the new buildings and the construction. I'm you guys all need coffee. So it's fine because also I don't live anywhere near you guys. If they put this many houses around where I live, I would probably be pissed too.
Yeah.
I'm not pissed.
Where'd you guys
I
move
am.
from though?
Pennsylvania.
That's a setup question. We're born and raised in Montana.
Yeah, we've lived here our whole
They called me
lives.
out on
I know, and
Flathead,
you fucking tagged me.
Flathead 411 today. I tagged you?
No, it was
Someone else tagged you.
No, you're
who-
Andy Stumpf is wrong in this. When we were talking about whether or not you should say Montana is a beautiful place.
Oh, that was a different. No, someone took a picture of my truck yesterday, and they're like, he's not from here. Damn it.
All right, so
It got
speaking of
me.
your truck, you have to stop texting and driving
Why do you say that?
because I see you doing it all the time.
How?
Whoa.
Because I see you driving all the time.
You
You'll never
watch
see
me?
me. Don't. Okay, I wonder if
Are
your
you
truck.
following
I
me?
wonder if your truck looks anything like any other truck in the
Matt,
valley.
how often do you see me driving texting?
Not very.
Yeah, exactly, because you're not
I
stalking
don't live
me.
in town.
But it happens.
Because you're not
I
stalking.
had no idea you were following me around.
I'm
I
not-
wouldn't notice because I'm also
We
texting and driving.
cross, we cross paths often. You just never see me.
I have no idea what you drive.
It's parked right out front. It's the gray truck.
Gray truck is
Just
the weirdest
gray
way to
truck.
describe something.
That's right.
What
Good
kind
luck
of
finding
truck?
it. It's gray.
We need to. I'm going to look when I go downstairs. I'm going to
spotted
see the
it.
truck all the time.
Dana, he texts and drives a lot.
Oh, I know that.
I'm not tech. I'm look.
I've seen it many times. I never honked though.
I'm not speeding.
No, you're actually going slower than the speed limit.
No.
Yeah, the
No,
people
I'm
behind
going-
you are upset.
No, they're not.
I mean, I've done my research. Have you done yours?
Who have you took a poll?
Wait, no. How
Did you have some Kalispell poll that you're like, what do you
long
feel
have
about?
you been following me?
I'm not following you. You'd be surprised how often I see you in town. Or
in
just
town.
driving around.
I don't go to town.
Last time I saw you driving, you were on the 93 bypass heading south.
Oh my god.
Some
Man.
things I can't turn off.
Do you
Take us.
ever?
This is something I can't turn off.
In your
All right.
green dually,
I'll
it's
stop.
not looking like the other,
I know,
either
I know.
Range
It does
Rover.
stand out.
That's what I'm saying. I saw it from a mile away. I'm
Do
like,
you ever
Not
see
a negative
me?
way.
I do.
Mine's
Of course,
the
he's
green
following
Raptor.
us.
I know. The same color. No, I've actually
But
seen,
I don't text. I just speed.
I've never seen you driving. I've seen you walking from your old warehouse to the truck that was parked there at that time. I'm everywhere, and I see everything, except for where I'm not.
This is frightening.
I
I'm sorry.
It's
The,
all right, Rob.
Point
the
his
weird
truck out to me.
introduction.
I
I'm
had
sorry.
no idea. I feel like we're on a weird show right now.
Maybe I have more than one truck. You never know. Maybe the truck color is just a wrap, that can be changed.
Daily?
So you're literally changing trucks and changing colors of trucks so you can follow me.
No, I just happen to see you throughout town, and you're usually texting when you're driving.
He's following a lot of people.
All right, I'm done.
He's,
I won't
he's
text.
essentially the sheriff of Kalispell, from what I can tell.
Sheriff.
And you've never pulled me over for not having a license plate.
I'm not a cop.
That's what a not cop would say.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're told
I
to
don't
say.
need to be a cop. I know a lot of the cops.
Cops. Do you have
And they don't
drugs?
seem to care that I don't have license plates.
I just think they have other things to worry about.
Well, exactly. So, but what I'm concerned about is with the growth going on, like where I came from, I used to have license plates.
What was the population of the
I
city?
don't know. Who knows that kind of information?
I mean, a lot of times it's on signs.
I mean,
on the
readiness-
outside.
Who
Readiness.
looks at signs when you're trying to text?
Exactly.
If I was looking at signs
so you were
and
texting and
texting,
driving then too. All right.
of course, but
Habitual.
I'm not taking even more things. Like instead of looking at the sign, I was looking at my phone.
The subdivision I came from in San Diego had like 200,000 people.
Subdivision.
Yeah, I lived in eastern San Diego. It depends on the era that you were there. Some people called it Chula Vista. The fancier people called it East Lake. Same fucking place. Hundreds of thousands of people. It was
I feel
like
the fancier
micro-gated
people would use the what did you call it?
Chula Vista.
Chula Vista.
No, those were the old school San Diegans.
Diogans.
It was like gated community after gated community after gated community stuffed in southeastern San Diego. There are fucking millions of people in San Diego proper, let alone the LA Valley. So when people complain in Kalispell about traffic, I'm like,
Jesus.
I drive farther now and it takes me less time. I used to drive like 10 miles to get to work and it would take me 4x what it takes to
Well,
get.
that's not...
California doesn't
Because it's all
count.
relative. We're not in California.
I know. Right. You're smart.
But pretty soon, we're going to have to put license plates on our cars. And pretty soon, you're going to have to follow me from further back, and you're probably going to catch the light and lose me because there'll be so much traffic.
I don't bother to follow you. It's crossing paths.
I don't.
Do you know why you never see me? Because you're driving like this.
Oh, man.
Your phone's upside down. You don't even...
It doesn't matter. It was just a metaphor or an example of what you were doing driving.
All right.
Do you fly and text too?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I used to do that shit.
He
Once
has,
you're
like-
off the ground...
He has
yeah.
like an iPad, a phone, and
The
like
iPad's
two
not for
computers.
texting though. That's for the flight software.
Well,
Thank
I know.
you.
So, well, he's not. I guess you're not texting, but you're doing a lot of
I
stuff.
don't even have an iPad. I have a
What?
G1000.
Whatever.
What's your backup to your G1000?
My cell phone and my eyeballs. I fly VFR. I don't know.
No, you don't want to go down this path.
I'm learning all new stuff.
So what do you mean? Why would I need a backup for my G1000?
Do you ever go, when you're getting your license, did you ever go through drills where they would just turn it off and say, hey, this entire instrument has failed?
Yeah.
Okay. What if they both fail? What if it's nighttime? How's your eyeballs working then? Number one fatality in small aircraft is CFIT, controlled flight into terrain.
So I don't fly at night.
Why? Half of the day is at night.
I don't know. I don't like flying at night. It seems
Less
dangerous.
turbulence.
Seems dangerous.
Don't hit shit.
Well,
I hear everything he's saying. I'm not interested in flying at night in my own plane for
It's my
quite
favorite
some
time to fly.
Yeah.
I guess because I haven't done it recently.
Are you going to get your instrument rating?
Eventually, yes. I have to trade up planes this year.
You have to or you want to?
Both.
What are you going to get?
I have to do everything. I have to text when I drive. So I don't know. I have a.
The plane you got is cool. Almost everybody learns how to fly in a
what kind
Cessna.
of plane I have.
Because I have just under
Works for the
3,500
government,
flight
probably.
hours.
I know
I
that.
flew for a long time. I learned in a Cessna. I'm a fan of flying.
Seems like you're following me.
No, I even texted you after you got your license. I'm like, that's awesome. If you ever need somebody to sit right seat when you're learning your instrument stuff,
All right.
let me know.
Wait, what rating do you have?
I have all of them.
Oh my God, all of them.
More cool friends to
But you
know.
didn't. But you never responded to my text, so now I'm not interested.
I have 700 text messages.
I saw that.
I do appreciate. How'd you see that?
I follow you on social media.
You posted
You
it.
fucking post about it. I actually used you on yesterday's episode.
Okay.
An example of what you said on one of your social media stories, because I dedicated an entire episode to responding to some negative commentary.
Okay.
And I used what you said. You were sitting in your car. Shocker. Wonder if he was
God.
Texting.
actually were wearing that exact same hat. And
I have many of these hats.
it was a similar hat. I don't think it's that one. I think it was more yellow.
Okay, I have 3 colors and
Yeah.
I have multiples.
But you were talking about successful people and happy people, what they don't spend their time doing. And that's I actually mentioned your name. I was like, first off, it's good social media follow because you say some good shit. You're
Thanks,
very
man.
open
Thank
with who you are. And B, I saw that and I was like, motherfucker, he is right. And then immediately just trash somebody on the internet. I'm just kidding. I was actually thinking about it yesterday. I've never taken the time to go out and try to tear somebody down.
No.
Why would you? Why would you have
Yeah.
time to do that?
I think, and this is what I said in the Friday episode, I think it is, if people are successful, happy, or fulfilled, I think, and back in my life, can any of you think of somebody who meets those criteria that spends time tearing anybody else down?
No.
No way.
I'm sure there's an outlier, but I would bet that outlier does it because they like to fuck with people, not because they actually are trying to tear them down,
Yeah.
which I might fall into that category a little bit.
Well, playing a bit of a heel occasionally.
Or also known as just trolling people sometimes
Yeah.
for outright pleasure. But everybody else, I can't think of a single example in my life of somebody who's truly happy or healthy or fulfilled that spends any time on negative shit.
No way.
So I'd have to assume that people who do that and seek that out are missing something in one of those 3, if not all of them. That sucks.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Yeah. And I get trapped sometimes. Sometimes I read what they have to say. It's a waste of time.
I think a lot of those same people though don't think that it's their ability to get out. Like anyone that they see doing it is a threat to the fact that they're not. Like it's that type of reflection bit, and then it's also the scarcity idea of that he has a success that I want, and until he doesn't have it, no one else gets it.
I think most people just suck.
That's
Pretty
definitely
simple.
true.
Fact.
Yeah.
Pretty
Just
simple.
trying to be nicer about it.
I mean, yeah. What you said is, I mean, you can be nice and say, I think most people suck.
Yeah.
It's and then again, he had another good post. Don't giving people, the free rent that you have in their head.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It's a great,
It's
simple
startlingly
concept,
accurate,
man.
though.
Yeah.
I'll let you unpack it.
Oh, free rent?
Oh, yeah.
I do it sometimes too. If I get upset about a negative person, it's the most frustrating thing is like, I'm thinking about them right now. They own me. And that comes from when Dana first started. So when Dana first hit the internet, I managed all of her social accounts because she was at school being a teacher. And didn't have time to be uploading videos or responding to comments of herself. So I was the one primary
He was
doing
Rob Bailey
it.
for a little bit.
So I was
Or
like, yo,
Dana Linn Bailey.
send me dick pics, bros. You know what I'm saying? So I was
I don't
doing
think
that.
you would need to say that. I feel like they probably
They
just did
came
that.
anyway. But it was also at a time, it was 15 years ago when girls weren't really built like her. And that whole thing wasn't here yet. So she was one of the pioneers. And the comments were so negative. And she was upset. And I was like, no. People are stopping what they're doing. They're coming to comment. They're talking amongst themselves. They're sharing it to their friends. And then they're commenting. Even if it is bad, you just stole an hour of their day. That's power. Because you are a powerful motherfucker. Like a photo of you stops someone dead in their tracks and it gives them so much passion or energy or whatever, some power, energy.
To evoke emotion from somebody, like whether it's positive or negative, it can be like
Let's put a percentage on that, positive versus negative.
I
I'm going
mean-
to go 20-80, 20 positive, 80
We can
negative.
do that, rough, yeah.
Yeah. It's more often than not that negative.
Yeah.
I'd be honest, like I can't imagine the shit that must be in your direct messages.
I think it's a lot better now.
Maybe when it first started.
When it like those first 5 years of just being told you're ugly, you look like a man, like I've gotten death threats. It's like why me building
a lot
muscle?
of death threats.
Like, but why would you get so mad that you would want me to die?
Because we've covered this. Most people suck.
There was a guy.
But like what? I just don't
Do you remember
understand.
that one guy? He kept trying to book private training sessions with her.
Oh yeah.
And he would like always create new personas and then try to book a training session. And then like whenever it wouldn't work out, he'd be like, "Fuck you! Like I'm gonna kill you!" And it's like, what are you doing, man? Like what?
See, I have a creative solution to this in mind already. You book the session. Make sure that they show up, but it's just
we
you.
actually thought about doing that.
So I tried
It's just
that.
you
Yeah.
wearing a Speedo with the Army of the Dead baseball bat or whatever is wrapped in barbed wire. It's like, hey, dude, are you ready for your session?
I look different on mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, for her that was a while, and that's sort of what I always came back to, and I didn't have the creative like rent free in your head, but it was, hey man, like you own these people, like you're fucking impressive.
It's like modern day sorcery, actually. They're seeking it out, and then you just invade the space in between their ears, and it just scrambles the geometry.
Yeah, and that's what I try to avoid now, especially like the rent. It's like, well, no, the media I consume, whatever's going in this brain, like I need to have control over it, and then whatever stays, I want to sort of be in control of that. So I don't want a little comment or something from somebody that shouldn't be allowed in my fucking brain, because my brain, it's very special to me. You know?
As it should be.
I want to make sure whoever's in there belongs in there, not some asshole from fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico that thinks my hair looks dumb.
It's your
like, fuck that dude.
It's your treasured place. You have to keep it sacred.
Yes.
Well, sure as shit, don't create any unnecessary drag by people that I wouldn't ask for advice.
It's hard. It's hard. It's crazy how much energy I'll put into responding to a negative comment occasionally, and I almost never respond to positive ones. It's a fucked up ratio, right? It should be a balanced back and forth. You get a 99 positive comments and one negative. You're like, you motherfucker, it's on. It's just like, just ignore it. Sometimes, people get rent in my head occasionally. I'm doing better.
All right.
I'm doing better.
All right. Why would you get negative? Who doesn't like you? You're fantastic.
No, definitely not. Probably people that know me the best.
So I just don't know you.
No, I mean,
we need to stalk him more.
I know.
Like,
You got to figure out, first of all, which gray truck is his.
okay,
Well, pick the person that everybody can agree on that there's nothing to dislike, right? Whether it's, fuck it.
Allen Iverson.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like
Who doesn't like AI?
That's fair.
a lot of people actually. A lot of
Fuck
people.
those people.
He's got a crazy
like
crossover.
hockey fans. You know, like an entire section of people, hockey fans, don't like Allen Iverson.
Why?
Because they like hockey.
But that's not disliking Allen Iverson.
You should ask them.
I
that.
thought he
Hockey-
did something to hockey. Like one day I got up there, he was
Fuck
like,
hockey.
Hockey's stupid.
No, perfection is impossible, and I don't care what you believe.
There has to be somebody that everybody likes. I think for a while, everyone liked The Rock.
He's pretty close.
I didn't know very many people that didn't like The Rock.
That's a
I know
pretty
a lot
low
of people,
percentage.
A lot of people now that he's owned by Hollywood, but
I
like
don't
prior
like
to that,
The Rock anymore.
I bet you people would have said
jeez.
though.
I'm just saying.
But I bet you people would have said, if they did say they didn't like him, they would have said it's because of his success. Fuck that guy. Look at what he has.
No.
But I'm
he was
telling
driving an F-150, man, being humble.
I don't know if it was stock.
What truck do you drive?
It's right downstairs. It also happens to be an F-150.
All right, so it's a gray F-150.
Sure.
Whoa, it's the Roush edition. I walked right by it.
It's not a. Why would I get that chicken shit edition?
Whoa.
So you just put the badges on it?
There's no Roush badges.
Okay, there's one parked over there. I thought, okay.
I thought that Shelby one
There
out
you go. That's
Oh,
better.
Shelby. All right. Okay.
different. Sorry.
But you'll never see it.
I'm going to now, all the time.
Well, maybe I'll drive my other truck.
Which also is great.
Or watch from the sky
I've
with
been
his
doing this shit a
airplane.
long time, Rob.
All right. I'm very new at this, obviously. I've been being followed this whole time, and I didn't even notice.
Well, you're welcome.
Are you keeping me safe?
Not really. Just there to document the dumpster fire if it happens. That's my purpose in life.
Jesus, Andy. Huh. I like the strategy. I suppose it makes you happy. Great.
The fuck did we get down this rabbit hole? We should. Well, I'm not going to introduce myself because if people have found this, they likely know who I am. But we should go around and two of you are repeat guests. We have a new guest today. So, Rob, why don't you kick it off? We'll go. We'll go this way.
Okay. What do you want?
Who are you?
I'm Rob Bailey.
Who has been on before?
I've been on the show before.
Yeah.
Is that all you want? What do you want?
I mean, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite
My favorite
pastime?
color is green, which you know because you follow my truck.
Like a matte green.
I'm matte green, yeah.
It's got a trailer that's matte green too. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Yesterday I was pulling a matte green Pavati boat.
I saw it.
Man, okay. So own a few different businesses: apparel line, supplement lines, some real estate companies, some real estate.
Entrepreneur, if you will.
Yeah, do stuff.
Which
Yeah.
actually is, I think, a very broadly overused term.
I'm so sick of that term, man.
I don't care for it.
I don't.
I
really
liked it a
say
lot more when I was 22 trying to have a bike shop, and I don't like it now.
What do you think would be a better word?
I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't have a
give me a title, Matt. You're good
Doer.
with stuff like doer.
The doer.
Hi,
I
I'm
like
Rob Bailey. I'm a
doers.
doer.
I mean, that is accurate. You are doing a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Universe creator.
Universe creator. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Can you make mine?
I think you're the same.
Oh, and I'm a husband. Isn't that what guys say?
Yeah.
And I'm a-
You're supposed to actually open with
Fitness
that. I'll let you guys.
Hi, I'm
work.
Rob Bailey. I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, and I'm a husband.
Yeah.
And I'm a doer universe creator.
There you go.
Next.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but I like it.
And I came out with a new remix single yesterday.
Boom.
That's Slaps.
You forgot
It slaps.
musician.
I'm not a musician. I never said that.
You.
I scream.
I was actually going to say.
I scream into this this exact microphone. And
These
I
microphones are
sit on a
amazing.
couch and
Yeah.
it takes a lot. So,
Yeah. And then your better half.
Yeah. Linn Bailey. I'm not very good at saying who I am.
Ooh, can I tell who she is? Because she
That
is
actually might be the
she is
best
very
strategy
bad
here.
at that. Okay, so Linn Bailey
I'm
was
also a doer.
She's a
Hell
doer.
yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
A really, really athletic high school student. A collegiate athlete, played soccer, and then after that, she had a little sort of gap in her life where she wanted to compete and needed to find a purpose, and she started going to the gym and quickly excelled at the gym. Started competing in figure, which is sort of the silly thing where girls stand like this and you know, go up on stage and have old men judge them and then give them a little trophy. And in doing that, she came up with the dream of she wanted to be a famous fitness model and write articles and own her own gym. And she came up with all these dreams, and her amazing husband was like, I'm going to make all your dreams come true. I'm going to try everything I can to support you. And she entered the fitness industry, in which rejected her at all cost. You're too muscular, your hair's too short, you don't have breasts, you're just not a good look. You're not marketable.
Was it more the Barbie phase back then?
It was the very
Perhaps
Barbie
that's a
phase.
shitty description.
No, and that's what it was. It was fitness. It was like the aerobics, tits out, all that. And she was just
Deadlift and thongs
and she and
I mean, that's what I do. I don't know
I
about
know,
you guys, but
it's not bad.
Not my thing.
I mean, it's just there's not a lot of restriction with the outfit.
Of course,
That's true. Very true.
It's
It's
functional.
called raw.
mobility,
Raw
Yeah.
lifting.
Yep. But she's very, very tomboyish little bro, but still super cool female. And sort of she went around the industry, which had never been done before. Normally you need to climb up and do what you need to do and sort of, check all the boxes and you get a sponsorship.
Kiss a couple
and
asses.
Kiss some
and-
asses.
Yeah.
And then you can get to the top that way. And she just, social media had hit, so we made as many videos as we could and just sort of kicked her around the industry to the top to where she could not be ignored. 100% could not be ignored. Every single expo she showed up to, there'd be a 4-hour line. And then finally a division popped up. She rose to the top of that and became the first ever pro IFBB Women's Physique and then the first ever
Miss Olympia.
IFBB Pro Physique Miss Olympia. She's also been told often that her career would end as a female after 5 years. And she's now at like year 13 and still hands down expos, everything like that, one of the most popular fitness models, influencers in the world.
Do you think it would have even been possible to try to climb the rungs as opposed to going around it? Would you have been able to get to where you are right now?
Without doing what we did,
Yeah, instead of trying, if
think-
you went the kissing the ass route and tried to play the traditional
I
game.
wouldn't be talking to you because there would be no I wouldn't be here, honestly, because if I just the reason why people follow me and why all these people were attracted to me because I was different. And maybe I didn't do well in figure shows. I was dead last, but I just kept competing and my goal was like, I want to look so good to be so that I'm last call out because in my head, that's what looked good to me. It was a little bit more muscular, shredded, abs, and I used to get marked down for that. And every single time they told me to, maybe you should get a boob job, I was like, I don't want them. And I just kind of did my own thing. And I think people can relate a little bit more to me not looking like Barbie doll because that's what they wanted. It was everyone looks exactly the same. Everyone has long, beautiful, flowing hair, big boobs, but and I just didn't look like that. And then they created a division for me and owned it, I think.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah,
I think.
That's the magic
But,
sauce
I
with
think,
her.
Yeah.
Is like being her own person and people just loved it. It was just so refreshing, and I think that like seeing the way she trained and realizing that that was more important than the stage presence and everything, it all just came together so beautifully and was just so simple, like it
I
wasn't
feel like it would have been an uphill battle though to a certain point, like resistance, and then
and that's exactly what
and
it
that's
was.
exactly what it
It
was.
was-
I didn't have supplement sponsors. I won the Olympia, no supplement sponsor. I didn't even get my picture taken after Olympia. He was calling up like all the magazines, and because they didn't know what to do with me. They're like, well, she's not a bikini girl. Like, what are we gonna do with her? And yeah, I didn't even get my picture taken after being number 1 in the world.
A really good thing was we were trying to get sponsored by this one company, her favorite company, and we had sent. We knew someone that worked there, and they proposed her, and they said no. And then she had done good or started getting views online, and they
approached her.
They approached them
again,
and I believe in 2012. And the owner of the company wrote back and he said, "Hey man, if you ever bring up her fucking name again, you're fired. Like stop. Like shut the fuck up about this girl." That's 2012. At the end of 2013,
Or 14. maybe.
2013 or 2014, but a year and a half later, we sat down at dinner with them and they offered her $250,000 a year sponsorship.
And we said, fuck no.
We didn't say fuck. We didn't say fuck no. I
We
was like,
said no.
I was like, oh, we'll think about that, but I think we're just going to do our own thing.
Yep.
we call that winning.
That was fucking
right.
winning, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned down, $250,000.
I mean, we probably, in hindsight, it would have been nice to have $250,000.
It would have
but
been nice, but
It wouldn't have been as nice as being able to tell that story.
You're right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And also, they'd still own me. Probably.
They would. They'd probably still be using
I'd
photos
still
of
be
you right now. Yeah.
still be. No, you have to be here. You have to be here. You have to wear this. And like, I didn't like being told what to do or what to wear. Because I'm my own person. So I did end up, and I got picked up by MHP. And like, I would go to the expo, and they'd be like, "Here's your outfit." And it's what every other girl's wearing. And I was like, I got my own. I used to wear big UFO. Do you remember UFO pants? Like rave pants?
Or like
big baggy parachute
Big
pants.
parachute pants.
so like Zubaz?
Extra cords for no reason.
Extra cords.
I mean,
and
can
like-
anybody confirm that those pants have ever been on a UFO? I don't think so.
No.
Well, maybe.
They were called UFO pants.
They're not like Jinkos.
No.
Around
But
the
for
same
some
time, but they were ravier.
They're super.
Man, I
they
wasn't
had
involved in that
streamers.
world.
Well,
So I would.
Got in late.
We
There's
were
still time.
printing. We printed. So I would print my own sports bra. We'd get the MHP logo. We'd print my own sports bra, and then I would wear UFO pants for some reason because I thought I was really cool. And I also didn't want to be wearing these shorts that didn't cover your butt because like every time you tie your shoe, like people are snapping photos of you. So I wanted to be comfortable. I'd wear like a cutoff tee because that's just who I am. I was never like, hey, I'm a sexy lifter. Like, I'm an athlete, so treat me like one.
Yeah, and also a person on top of that.
Yeah,
too.
and a person.
Yeah, you can do both.
Yeah,
I think. Matthew,
I
also repeat guest, but
also
introduce
repeat
yourself.
guest. I'm former 2-time Highland Games world champion. I have a podcast called the So Podcast. I own an apparel company called Hate Brain Goods, and I make some coffee with Habit Coffee.
It's pretty
Ooh,
good.
Seems simple.
rival
he was
coffee.
really good at that. Much better than us.
Succinct, if you will.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
How did the three of you meet?
the internet.
I started flirting with Rob via DM
Two grown men.
a handful of years ago, and
Hey, man, want to meet me for lunch at the beach?
it's a
Watch the
silly thing.
sunset?
Yeah. I reached out, and we'd kind of been chatting back and forth via DMs or whatever it was for a while, and both ended up in LA at the same time, and I was recording a bunch of shows while we were out there, and so we met for lunch, and then went and recorded a show, and then went and lifted, and have hung out relatively often since.
Yeah, it was what? Was it last year? Were we in the pandemic when we met the first time? Because I know you were visiting.
Last
with
year is when I came here.
Okay, so a year ago, you guys were. Was it around the 4th as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I drove the side-by-side here.
You did.
Oh yes,
It was an
yes,
odd
you
day.
did.
I was very sweaty when I got in.
Yeah, well, you were
I was like, cool,
I
we'll
took
head
the
to
side-by-side,
Whitefish.
and
This
I
will
was
take
like,
5 minutes.
You drove the side-by-side to Kalispell? Like, that's on the
That's
highway?
Yeah, you don't need license plates. Look what I did.
The boss move would be to drive it on the side of the road on the grass near the
Ooh,
highway.
yes.
I love those guys. Just driving home from work, I'm like, that guy does that every day.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I see him on the road out to my house. There's some redneck Riviera commuting
I
going
love
on.
it, man.
I support it.
I love it.
It's not going to go well when they wreck, but I support it.
Why would you?
Why would you wreck?
Why would you bring that up? They're having a great time.
Everybody is until they're not.
You've been on the other side of barrels way too many times in your life.
I don't think so. I just have a different view.
Yeah, that's the different part.
All right, so you guys met over the internet. You guys seem to do it up quite well on the 4th of July.
We try.
Yeah. I jumped the 911 over a Raptor.
Yep.
You already know that, though.
I did. Yeah. How did that work out for the 911?
Awesome.
The suspension,
Yeah, it's
everything's
great.
okay. The frame's okay.
It's fine.
It's fucking incredible.
The frame's okay. It seems fine. It drives. I took it around the circle today. I took it around the circle track. Yeah.
You seem to have a flair for Porsches.
I like them.
Dream Porsche.
It was the GT3 RS, and then I just skipped that and got the better one, GT2 RS. So now I just have them all. Then I dreamed about having a Safari. Now I
Wait,
have-
the higher number isn't better on Porsche?
The GT2 is better than the GT3.
Is the Safari a Porsche as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the lifted one that I jumped.
Okay.
It's not a real Safari though. It's an SC with flip tie rods and bigger tires.
Absolutely nothing you said makes sense. I know what a Porsche 911 is.
Yeah. So the reason that I like 911 so much is because they haven't changed the body style. They're very consistent. They don't have problems. You can drive, like the one I jumped has 120,000 miles, and I was jumping it and still runs.
Yeah, my truck would have fucking
Lambos
died.
don't do that. You know, Ferraris
Yeah.
don't do that. The other thing is too, they don't. I know the ones to buy that don't lose value. So I'll never lose $1 on a 911. So
Well, I feel like if you jump them, you will.
nope, guaranteed. Guaranteed, I will not.
feel like you might have to report that on some type of form.
What do you?
Nah, it
Whoever's
didn't
buying
wreck.
that car will be stoked.
Like that needs to show up on the Carfax.
It never wrecked.
I feel like it's a thing to say, like,
may have jumped a Raptor a
May
few times.
have jumped.
It's the highlight of my life so far.
Really?
I mean, it was pretty cool.
It was fucking
it was
cool.
Good. It was good because
It
I
was
don't
a good day.
normally when I jump things, I crash and I get really hurt.
Yeah.
Or the car gets really
I
hurt.
crash everything. It's something I
Yep.
do. So me successfully jumping the 911 over the Raptor and just being okay, that's good.
Yeah, 2 days since, and like being able to walk to the back of the parking lot and now look at the gap that the truck was in and look at that jump.
Yeah.
You don't look at that and you're like, that's a thing a car should do.
I mean, it was like as big. It's as
Yeah,
big
it's-
as this.
Yeah, it's
'Cause-
7 feet
I
wide.
could
Yeah.
jump your podcast room.
Yeah, we're gonna jump your podcast room.
Why wasn't the airplane involved in this stunt?
It's not too close to the power lines.
Power lines.
I'm surprised we didn't
Go underneath them.
We had a helicopter on hand.
We did have a helicopter.
There's still time.
You got to get the, what do they call those things that spray crops? You can get that license. They can
Crop
go
duster.
under power lines.
Can they?
They have
biplane?
a license. It's not a biplane. It's the crop dusters. They get a different license, and they can do basically things that are not safe, in my opinion.
Okay.
A lot of the times they just take off on roads. They take off and land on roads. You'll see them in areas with agriculture just parked in somebody's driveway, and they fire that bitch up and they make sure left and right nobody's coming, and whoop, off they go.
We saw a lot of crop dusters like at home.
I'm really stressed out right now. You guys, I don't know why I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm wearing a hoodie because I was wearing it earlier and I broke a sweat.
Take it off.
No, but I'm super sweaty under it, so it's you
Now
can't tell right now.
You have to live in it.
It's part of me.
So what kind of airplane are you going to upgrade to?
So I have a
Talk to me.
182
Yep.
right now, 182 turbo, 2012. You know,
It's
newer,
no big deal.
newer. Most people don't realize that like most planes that you see are like from the 60s.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
So to have a 2012 is like a really big deal.
Well, and the avionics in there are very nice. You have a glass
Yep.
cockpit, which is substantially better than the traditional steam gauges that most people learn on.
Fully, it's overwhelming for me right now.
Yeah. Well, how many flight hours do you have?
105.
It's going to be that way for a while.
And I have like 12 hours with G1000s.
Okay.
And I've never learned them outside of the cockpit. Like, yeah, I probably should like go online and do a simulator, but I just like, I'm going to learn it when I'm up there.
Interesting.
What?
You guys should fly together more.
Yeah.
I'm into
Or
that.
as if we're not doing it enough right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously.
So no, I want to
Maybe we should
upgrade my
start with
plane.
fly together once, but
I want to upgrade my plane this year.
what do you want to get?
I don't know. So I was set on a Kodiak because my original dream was a backcountry-ish plane, which is a Kodiak, to be able to fit 2 dirt bikes in the back. So that Dana and I, because we used to do adventure tours where we drove RVs, what Matt does now, but we used to drive RVs all over the country for 30 days and do adventure every day. And we did it a couple times, and I was like, all right, how do we up that? And I was like, airplane. If we fly and land in an airplane, do an appearance, and then do adventure, but I don't want to rent a car every time, so what if we had dirt bikes in the back? So that's where the Kodiak became my dream plane of landing, getting the dirt bikes out, and just ripping. But now that I've been flying more, it's like I'm realizing that there's the courtesy cars. Uber's a little more available, things like that. So,
And that's a lot of room for 2 dirt bikes as well. I'm not incredibly familiar with the Kodiak, but
it's really big.
yeah, it'd have to be in the back at the very least.
It just seems cool. So there's a guy, World of Mark. He was the original photo on my vision board. That's why it's stuck up there. So he had the Kodiak on floats, and there was a girl laying in a hammock, tied to the wing and then tied inside, and he or one of his friends was diving off of the wing into the water, and it was just the shot, and I was like, I didn't even know this was all possible.
He's just living his best life.
He
Oh
really
my
is.
Yeah, that's not a bummer of a way to
So
spend
it's
a day.
stuck in my head. So that's why I'm set on a Kodiak, but I'm also willing to change that.
Well, it would be slower for cross country. It depends on how far you guys want to go.
That's what this last flight back from Salt Lake that took 4 hours in turbulence was like, oh, I don't want to take 4 hours to get to Salt Lake. I want to get there faster. Because we were going 100, 150 maybe.
Yeah.
Tops, most of the time 135.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for like a single engine turboprop. It's going to be tough
Yeah.
till you add another engine on there or start talking about turbine, little jet.
So my step up this year, a TTX?
TTX.
Cessna TTX, a little bit smaller, but it goes about 225.
Oh, so it's definitely probably a turbine.
I don't know much about it.
It just wouldn't be piston driven like your engine is. now.
So
it's a jet engine with a propeller associated with it. which is actually mounted backwards. The exhaust is facing forward.
I sat in one. I never thought I'd fit. So I haven't done any research other than when we were at in Texas. I sat in one. I was like, I never thought I'd fit. I sort of fit.
So get it, and I'll just fly you guys around.
Is that? Wait, whoa. What?
Yeah, I'll fly you guys around.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Personal
I mean,
pilot?
if that's the case, I'll buy something way bigger than all that.
I'm type rated all the way up to a Gulfstream G4.
So if I, well, that changes everything.
Okay, well, you need another pilot because they're a two pilot aircraft.
Well,
Well,
no,
he's your
but
other
I'm saying,
pilot.
No,
I'm not like a real pilot.
he has
Dana.
105 hours and apparently likes to learn about flying while flying.
Yeah.
So
I know enough right now to do what I'm doing. I'm not.
famous last words.
Oh, no.
Holy, you are so negative, man. I just jumped a 9/11 over a Raptor.
We're talking about flying an airplane now. Dana, you're probably going to be in this airplane, so
So
was.
listen.
We did great.
But I already said that like I don't fly at night. I'm aware that I'm still a young pilot.
Yeah.
And I'm aware that most pilot deaths happen at 150 hours because you start taking things for granted because you get a little cocky. I am not that.
good.
Okay. The reason I'm not worried about my computer going out or my G1000 going out is because I'm always pretty aware of where I'm at.
Until you're not.
Oh, my God.
Well, and then I'll figure out where
Well,
I'm.
but if you know that you're going to be going somewhere that you don't know what you're going, you would prepare
No,
differently.
you'll be fine. Just take it slow. You are correct.
I'm taking it very slow.
About 150 hours, but
Yep.
currency is a big thing. When you start your instrument rating, do it as fast as possible. Meaning, take the lessons back to back to back to
Okay.
back to back. I watched people; they would take a lesson a week, and the next week they would have to review what they had forgotten
Ugh.
and learn
Yeah.
0.05% more. And it'll still take you 2-3 months.
So that's what I did originally when I got my license. It was these long breaks of like,
It's-
oh, the weather's bad,
and it's tough,
and
right?
renting a plane, and it was like I was like, well, it's only 40 hours, but to get 1 hour a week and then you miss a full week, horrible.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm taking some time with the VFR right now, just to like, let me just enjoy this for a little bit before I go back in.
Yeah. No, you're doing good. How do you like flying with him?
I love it.
Do you let
Yeah.
her fly?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Jesus.
I had to fly through turbulence.
What?
I'm just joking. So you know how one of the best times to avoid turbulence?
At night.
Yep.
I learned that just now.
It's just the heating, right? Things
Yeah.
are cooler.
It was, it
Get
was
that
like
other
90
plane.
degrees.
Night vision.
fly
So are you
Okay.
just like free all the time?
No, but neither are you, and nor are you flying all the time. But I think we could work it out.
But what if I had a more capable airplane?
Here's the thing: when awesome shit comes up, it's amazing how schedules can. Work.
I didn't know shit.
Oh, it just
Weird.
freed up.
Everyone managed to be there for a
Yeah.
Raptor jump in a 9/11.
I am
Odd.
not-
Everyone showed up.
I'm not available. I'm sorry. What is it that you're doing? I'll be there in 5.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a
This
fact.
happens with all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the type of plane. I think I know what you're talking about.
No, so I don't know what to get next. I mean, my friend Heavy has a pilot that flies with him, so he bought an Epic.
Yeah.
So he's not comfortable enough to fly the Epic by himself. He's always learning, but it's just like whenever he wants to leave, he always has this other guy that's super capable, and they fly together. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
wish I had a super capable
need-
guy, so I
we
can just
need
buy
the
like
guy.
Well, it's also likely going to be an insurance requirement as well. When they'll
Wait,
take.
I don't even have license plates on my cars. I don't have insurance on a plane.
That's.
I'm just
not a
joking.
good
I
answer.
was
Yeah.
joking.
No, but for it to be insured, especially if you're skipping from piston to turbine, they're likely going to want you to have an experienced pilot in the right seat for. I think it's usually 50 to 100 hours until they do that handoff, and then
God, that's so many more hours than I have.
it.
I have a lot of work to do, guys. I got to go.
Well,
I got to get to flying.
I got to go back in the air.
the faster you fly in an airplane, it's like things start going a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So when you jump from piston to turboprop, you're like, holy shit, this is fast. Then you throw some jet engines on that thing and hammer
I can't
down.
even imagine. From the
fuck.
172 to the 182, I was like, I just feel like everything's happening so much faster. You're like, I have to adjust things on the engine now. What?
Whoa.
So I can only imagine the next step up. Like,
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I want to upgrade from the 182 for tax reasons, but also, just keep moving up so I'm closer to a bigger plane.
As someone who knows dick all about flying, I just want to assume anytime I've looked in a cockpit, I'm like, most of those buttons don't need to be fucked with.
If you're pushing a lot of buttons in the cockpit, it means that something has gone terribly wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like a constant really managing.
So I push way more buttons than I need to.
God,
I
I'd be
used to as
terrible.
well, just because I was curious what they would do.
I don't
Oftentimes,
do
but
that.
Oh,
You're talking about other people and you're just random button pushing?
it wasn't random.
Okay.
But you can play a game called "What Does This Fuse Do?" and then you just pop it out real fast and put it back in.
You called me not safe earlier, and you play a game called What's This Fuse Do?
I said hypothetically you could play a game called What's This Fuse?
Allegedly,
I missed
people
that
have
part.
played that game.
All right.
I would take a look at, it's a very popular aircraft. I actually have a bunch of time in it. A Cirrus SR-22 Turbo.
Okay. So everyone, a few people have told me that that's just, if you just want to pay extra money, get a Cirrus.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, right? So it has the additional safety mechanism of the CAPS parachute system. So if you fixed landing gear aircraft like a Cessna, if you are forced to land in the water, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Whereas Cessna, fixed landing gear too, but you can come down underneath the parachute. So that would work in trees, all of that stuff. You can go from horizontal speed to vertical speed, come straight down. It destroys the airplane, but if you're pulling that thing, you're having a catastrophic emergency anyway. Great avionics. The one I flew had an infrared camera under the left wing. So it had full forward-looking infrared. It was amazing. You could look at runways and see if there was wildlife on it or vehicles. They're really capable. Good autopilot system, good weather system. It had a sat phone in there. I could text through the avionics. It gives you options, and
I can text and fly.
you can. You can actually text and fly. So I don't know if I should recommend that plane to you. Actually, it's good.
I'm going to stop now. I'll be done.
It depends on what you're looking for.
All right. And I don't know what I'm looking for.
It's faster, and it'll probably get you a little bit. It is faster than the Cessna. It'll
but
get you a
it's
little bit
smaller.
farther. Yeah, in some ways.
Like, what if I want to get real fat?
You'll be fine.
Okay.
How fat are we talking?
Sometimes I just, I want to get real fat.
Yeah, I feel it all the time. I'm just curious
I don't
which
feel like
which
you would
direction
let-
we're talking
I don't feel
about.
like you would let yourself.
No.
Maybe for a little bit.
There's always an upper edge, and where you're like, this isn't cool anymore.
Well, the first time we sat down, you were talking about how he was talking about your diet. He's like, it is ridiculous how disciplined that she is. He basically said you've eaten the exact same meals over and over again for like 16 years.
Yeah, pretty
How
much.
do you do that?
Yo, that's anyone who's
You
lean.
find something you like and you just keep eating it.
Sweet, I like chips. All right? I found it. I like chips and salsa. I think if I had to pick a last meal in prison, like death row, I'd be like, ooh, I'm going to need 6 different salsas and some chips. That's what
That's
I
it?
I think so.
Do you have a favorite place as a chips and salsa connoisseur?
God damn.
Is there somewhere around San Diego that if I'm ever there, I need to go fucking eat Mexican food?
Well, you can't really walk around San Diego without finding a Mexican food
Yeah, but that doesn't
place.
put me in the best one.
Yeah. The best chips I've ever had are at Taqueria Vallarta in Santa Cruz, which you could fly your plane there. You could land in Watsonville,
Ooh,
though.
Santa Cruz.
Brooke's from Santa Cruz.
Perfect.
Brooke
Go
Ense?
visit.
Yeah.
That's my
Insane.
bestie.
I've known her for quite some time, actually, from the CrossFit world.
Yeah. That's my best friend. I love you, Brooke.
Yeah, she's a unique one for sure. She is awesome. Taqueria Vallarta, though. I would say San Diego, just go wherever you want to. Avoid the
Okay.
big chains and find the hole-in-the-wall restaurant.
fair.
I think that'll be the best one.
Where's the best chips around here?
The grocery store.
Wow.
Oh.
I know. Hopefully, all these people moving here will start some nice restaurants.
Actually, you know what? It's the best chips here up near your guys' neck of the woods, Jalisco's.
Jalisco's is
Oh.
real good.
New-
Hard to get into now.
Very hard to get into.
Packed, huh?
Yeah.
During
always.
these few months? Well, actually, I've
Yeah.
heard that whitefish is just off the charts full. I actually avoid it like the plague in the summer months.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
I will
is
go up to
bad.
snowboard, but I will not. I've seen you guys up there snowboarding as well. You guys did not see me, but I
Really?
saw both of you.
He just stays in the woods and doesn't snowboard.
Nope, went right past you guys. Could have shoved you over.
What'd I do-
Didn't. You're welcome.
What did I do last night?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
All right.
Probably had something to do with the water in the boat that you were towing, though. I don't know why. I see you. I don't see you that often,
All
but
right.
when I do see you, I see you.
Okay.
I see you for who you are, not just you. I see into you.
This is getting intimate.
Inside of him?
I need to pay more attention.
I've seen you guys at the airport. It's no big deal.
I
And
just
you
hope
don't
you're
say
going
hi?
in from the top, Andy, and not looking in
Why
from
don't
the
you
bottom.
say hi?
Because I don't fucking like people. I like to sit there
Oh.
against the. Not you guys.
Okay.
I like you guys.
All right.
I don't like social interactions.
It's hard. See, it's hard to
Okay.
figure this out because it's like I see you. Why don't you say it? Because I don't like people, so he doesn't like us.
You guys are fine.
Okay.
I was just like doing my thing.
Oh, so like if we were at the airport and you said hi to us, other people would be like, "That guy likes to talk to people. I'll go talk to him." And you're
Maybe.
scared of that.
That is a
Maybe.
nightmare that I have.
All right, that makes sense.
That is a nightmare that I have.
He looks like he wants to be talked to. We should talk to him.
No, it's the best with all the mask bullshit because you can just sit there and nobody knows that you're just paying attention.
Well, if you
to
see
them.
me at the airport, you're fully aware that I never wear a mask, and they're always coming over and being, "Sir, please."
I'm talking about me being able to just hide in
That's
the
why I
corner.
don't see you.
Yeah.
What kind of mask do you wear? Full face?
I used to wear the little buff until they said that this obviously doesn't stop.
The what?
The little ski thing that you would pull up. They're like,
they're
like, listen, you can't wear this buff that obviously would not stop the transmission of this virus, so you need to wear this paper one that also obviously would not stop the transmission of the virus. Like, okay.
You're like, got it. I hate social interactions, so let's just
perfect.
end this.
Yeah. Yeah. For people who don't like social interactions, the pandemic was the best ever. Whether it be forced to be by yourself, or you can just hide behind your mask, even though people could still see your beady little eyes.
Man, we fully switched to like everything's delivered. Like we don't go to the grocery store ever.
Oh, yeah. Well, you get trifecta.
Yeah.
Trifecta / or / kill Rob Bailey? I don't know. Use my promo code.
I did
whatever.
use your promo code once.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
But I stopped it because
Oh, let's hear a critique.
I found the meals to be a little bland.
Yeah,
if I'm being
I
honest.
also agree.
Yeah.
The description I would say is they don't taste very alive. Not that I want my, you know what I mean? Like sensation-wise. I want it to be a party in my mouth, Rob.
Yeah, but I look at
they're
that and like
super
as a company
healthy.
getting too big,
Yeah.
you
They
just
are
can't
super
spice
healthy.
stuff.
Well, that's the problem is they're trying to make clean enough food. So like a lot of the stuff I order in bulk and then I season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did too, with brown sugar, which I found changes
everything.
the macronutrients on there,
Yeah.
which is bullshit.
It does.
I feel like you should be able to open the box and say, this is what it has.
How much stuff do you season with brown sugar? I did notice you have full sugar Red Bulls there.
I had my buddy on who
Wow.
taught me how to base jump. His name is Miles Dasher. He is the most energetic person I've ever met. I feel like he would die if he drank those, and he drinks them. He can't even sit still. He is unbelievable. He's like an Energizer bunny, so he brought that entire flat of Red Bull.
Full sugar.
I've never jumped out of anything.
Do you want to?
Yes.
Okay.
I also want to.
We can make that
I'm
happen.
Dana?
super into it.
I guess if my friends are doing
Fucking
it.
Yeah. Peer pressure.
So there's a tandem drop zone in Whitefish. I think it's only open in the summer months. I could probably roll up there and ask them if they would let me take you guys for a tandem.
Okay. I'm also fat a little bit. So is there like a weight limit?
There is.
What is it?
Don't worry about it. I've exceeded it many times.
I can
All right.
I can
Oh,
diet
God.
down. Do you want me to? Give me a reason to diet down.
Let me see here. I think
To jump out of an airplane.
I
Yeah.
think maximum suspended weight is either 450 or 500 pounds. 50 of that is going to be the container. So between the two of us, we'd probably have to be under 450.
How much do you weigh?
I identify as 145 pounds.
Great answer.
I
I identified as 140 kilos, it appears.
And
have to do
you
that.
can't say that I don't, because that would be racist.
Is that how that works?
racist against.
I don't
Wait,
know. But if you say things like that, it turns people off immediately.
I feel uncomfortable. Someone stop asking questions.
I'm just over 200, probably 205.
Okay.
Oof.
I don't know what I am. I haven't checked in a while, which probably means 260.
Or we could find a drop zone and just teach you how to skydive with your own parachute, and I can take these two for a
Oh my
tandem.
God, no.
Don't I have to start out with
Somebody?
someone else?
You do not have to. It is an option that many people take.
I don't want.
So
that
I'm
option.
interested in starting with you.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to talk about the maximum suspended weight, but we can get around
Is there a
it.
smaller person?
That is
No,
another
I
option
don't
too.
want a small man attached to my back.
It could be a woman.
That would be a rough ride. There are women out there who'd be able to do that tandem for sure, but there would be a discrepancy in body size for sure.
Does that limit like how much they'd be able to control?
To a
That's what I
degree,
feel
yes.
like. I feel like their little arms wouldn't be able to get on my body to steer me. And
I
then
mean, it's very racist to say that women have little arms. We can address that later on in the episode.
Oh
but
my God, it's okay.
I don't think you understand race.
it's 2021. It can be, I identify
The
as an
T-Rex
expert in race.
type arms, like alligator arms.
That's all you have to say. I identify as an expert.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
I'm learning so much today.
How have you not figured this out yet?
Because I'm not paying attention, obviously. I'm just driving and texting my friends, and I'm in my own little world. Yeah, I'd be interested in learning. I'll diet down. I can get to maybe 245.
That should be fine.
Okay, let's do it.
It's fun. It's easy. We actually should probably plan a trip and do it in San Diego. I think that's a better location to do it.
Why? Why don't I go to California? Can't we just do it here?
Probably. We
right,
probably
well,
could do it here. I'll
That's a
look into
way
it.
lower
What do you mean
barrier of
probably
entry.
do it here. What is the rules? You can't jump out of planes here, but you have to go to San Diego?
I have a good relationship with the owner of the drop zone in San Diego. It's Skydive San Diego. I don't know these people up here. Sometimes, I've taken probably 1,500 people for their first skydive on a tandem. Sometimes, though, if you're not an employee, they'll get a little.
Well, start following him around, learn what he likes to do, and then work your way into
I
his
don't
life.
actually follow him. I mean, I'll take notice now if I cross him in traffic.
How often do you see him?
That guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been up there.
Oh, because you don't know what he drives or.
Correct.
Got it.
Or
I
what
will-
his insides look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I do
Interesting
not.
way to get to know someone.
But we could take you. Dana would be the easiest tandem for sure. I actually, at this point, I'm on a only friends and family. I'll take people for tandems because I've been thrown up on, pissed on. Like
Oh,
it's,
God.
oh yeah.
Well, we
it's-
face
don't-
each other, right?
That's European style. If you want to, we can go in the harness backwards, right? That's an extra $50.
Okay.
But
Wait, I have to pay you?
no. But for that,
I don't have $50.
Yes.
Yes.
no, it's so much. And the whole thing, so if we go down to San Diego, or I'll talk about the experience as if we went there, it's an hour and a half. You sign a waiver, you watch a video, quick lesson on the tandem harness. The tandem instructor goes and gets the rig, walks you out to the airplane, 4 connection points, time of your life. It's super easy.
Huh. Sounds.
Okay. How many times?
You still love
I think
jumping.
I've taken Brooke twice, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know it for a fact I've taken her at least one time.
You didn't even know that. It's your best friend.
I didn't ask her.
Well, have her tell you about
Well,
it.
don't text her
I'm
right
almost
now.
positive.
We're driving.
I'm almost positive that I've taken her at least once. I think twice. It's a good experience.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. How long
I feel
before
like
I
this
can
is
be in
one
a
thing
squirrel
that
suit?
I'd be
How long
scared.
before you can be in a squirrel suit? For you, never.
Well, that's not.
That also means never for me, so that works out great.
And I say that because I care about you. It's not safe.
We're too big.
No, it's not safe. You guys would need to dedicate more time than you have to learning how to skydive, putting the time in for that, getting the reps underneath your belt, then learning how to fly a wingsuit. We're talking years at this point.
All right, I don't have that.
That's what I'm saying.
What about wingsuit out of an airplane, not
That's what I'm
with a
talking about.
mountain?
Well, that's how you start if you want to live. You start
Yeah.
in an airplane and then you go off a cliff.
Right. So, like, how long would the learning curve to be like, I could wingsuit out of an airplane? I imagine the sensation's still cool.
The recommended minimum for putting a wingsuit on the first time is 200 jumps.
That's a lot of jumps.
I didn't put one on until I had 3,500, and I'm glad that I waited that long, which was over a decade. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's a lot of fabric.
So, like, 9 months of jumping, we can get this done.
You could.
Just hang out every day and be like, I'm back.
Let me tell you what the barriers to entry are. You ready for them?
Yeah.
None.
Shit.
If you have a credit card and I can give you guys the correct website, you could have a wingsuit to you in probably 4 weeks.
Get a custom one made.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Yeah, and why would you not?
Green for Rob.
Yeah.
Matt.
Ordered on Wayfair.
Yeah, that's where I get my wingsuits.
I haven't seen that yet on the old Wayfair website.
It's Amazon
Perhaps
essential.
it's coming. Yeah.
All right, I'm out. I don't want to do that anymore. I'll jump out of an airplane though.
The tandem, though, yes.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
that.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, jumping out of airplanes recently moved up my list of like shit I want to experience.
Yeah.
You need to do it more than once, I think. The first one goes very fast.
Well, yeah, we'll do it a few times, right?
Okay.
I hope I don't pee on you. That would-
What?
I know.
That also
I
is
feel
is
like
a
I-
hope that I have.
Yeah.
Haven't been the recipient of that.
Do you often pee overexcited?
Scared? Maybe.
Maybe, but
know
not
what-
like historically.
You know what will
I
start
don't
you guys?
know. I've never been that frightened.
The wind tunnel. That's
The-
what we need to start with, is the wind tunnel, which simulates skydiving, but you don't have to go up in an airplane. It's just a column of vertical air
Mm.
that you...
Are you putting one of those in your coffee shop?
Ooh,
that would be
cool.
amazing, except for the fact that they're multi-million dollars and probably require its own power grid. So no, it will not be.
I've never thought about the power requirements of running one of those.
Yeah, they're just massive fans, and they're recirculating. They've got to be $4 or $5 million at this point. If I was a billionaire, or if I had a lot of money,
Yeah.
I would put a wind tunnel in my backyard. That would be like my dream.
All right.
So the floating part is
Yeah,
the, is
you don't,
the good
you don't
part.
have to pack a parachute. You don't have to worry about impacting the earth at 120 miles an hour, which is slightly messy.
Let's not talk about that.
It doesn't happen that often, but hey, everybody's having a great time until they're not.
they're not. Yes, exactly. That's how
This is what I tell people, Rob.
I'll be the
Everybody's
one
going to die,
person.
but you're not going to die skydiving with me. That's the promise I can make you.
That's a really bold statement.
Can you make
I like
that one
that.
to me now?
All three of you at this
Okay.
table.
Perfect.
All right.
No, because people say, I'm really scared. I'm like, listen, we're all going to die.
Oh, see, I don't have a scare of it
Yeah.
at all.
A lot
I
of
know
peop-
that I'll be super anxious. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but like I'm not scared of it.
So
Hurling
here,
your body just out of a plane.
Fucking A.
here's the thing, though. So the only time I've ever had issues with tandem passengers, they were men. And they were the men that were like, "Pfft, this is weak. I got
shit.
this. I'm like, fuck, here we go. And by problems, I mean grabbing the bar that is right at the door and screaming, no, no. To which I said, okay, like we'll get back in the plane. You have to let go of the bar for us to do that. And then I bear hug them and we go. Because no sounds a lot like go. It's really hard to say. And wind coming by your face.
I don't think you understand the no means go thing.
We're like halfway out of the aircraft. I'm like, listen, buddy.
Consent in the air is different.
And it's funny because it's happened to me twice. The two guys that did that were the biggest shit talkers on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I don't give a shit. I got this. I'm like, okay, like, awesome. This is going to be great for both of us. And then they get a little bit more quiet as the airplane takes off, and a touch more quiet because the tandems go out last. So the plane's at 13,000 feet, the door opens up, and people start jumping out. And at that moment, people go, fuck.
Oh, man.
This is real.
Oh, that's
And
me.
then you start waddling or sliding on a bench towards the door, and maybe you're not the first tandem, so you watch one go out in front of you, and maybe the person's screaming because they're having the time of their life. And then as you start leaning their head a little bit out of the door, they change their mind, and that's just not the place to do it.
Oh God.
Too late.
Whereas women will
Yeah.
be like, I am terrified, and
I
I
am
would tell them like,
definitely
and I'll be like,
terrified.
but here's the thing, I can deal with that. Like, hey, this is great. This is my job. You know, I got you. I'll talk about the gear. You know, how we could suspend from one of these hooks, what it's going to be like, and the people who are open and honest about their fear, I have no worry of. It's the ones that try to hide it.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I won't be able to hide it for sure. I can't
I
even
have-
hide it now.
I have jumped people who were crying at the moment we left the airplane because of fear, shaking. I've gone to the door with women and they're like, I don't want to jump, so I'll go sit back down and let other people pass us, and then they'll change their mind. And all of the people who've been terrified, of the ones who were terrified, I have never landed with one who said, I hated that. It was
Yeah.
all the exact opposite. They're like, I love this so much, I want to do it again.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would do it, because everyone says it's like amazing.
Right.
It's definitely
I've
something-
never heard a
I
negative.
never heard.
My brother.
Your brother is the only one.
What happened to him?
His wiener got smashed the whole time, and he's like, it was really
In the
cool, but
belt.
like with how uncomfortable my dick was, I don't ever want to do that again.
Did he mention at any time to the person who could have adjusted his equipment, I guess both versions of the equipment, the harness and his equipment, did he say anything?
I didn't ask him.
I suspect the answer is no.
Yeah, he probably
I'll text
didn't.
him.
I mean, you could just be like, hey, man, this doesn't feel like it's sitting on me properly.
Well, I don't think he knew until the chute caught.
Yeah, that's rough. There's ways to get around that, though. Like, you can put your feet down underneath the passenger and let them stand up, and they can adjust themselves on the harness.
Oh,
He should have said
that's
something.
a next level move.
Tricks of the trade. Yeah, like when they're going to get ready to vomit, you say, look over your left shoulder, and you do a left-hand turn, so it just goes in this direction.
Right.
It's no big deal.
Oh, well, if that happens to me, I'll be like, hey, man, my giant dick is
Or when they pass out on the harness. And they're
Oh.
just
Oh,
God.
man. How was waking up in the middle of floating?
couldn't tell you. I've never passed
You've
out.
never passed out during that.
I can tell you most of the time they scream. Like
Yeah.
bloody murder.
I could
God.
see that being an odd way to wake up.
yikes.
Man, I just for me, like the excitement of the idea of overriding everything in my head saying this is fucking dumb. Like I'm excited to know that I can override that
Yep.
and be like, okay, I can be uncomfortable. Like jumping out of an airplane and choosing to lean into that anxiety of doing it, of something that I totally don't know. And there's got to be a big part naturally that's just like, this is not smart what we're doing.
I don't know your guys' philosophy on business, but don't you find yourself in the same place sometimes with business decisions?
Constantly. And that's why I want more.
I'm not sure about this. This scares the crap out of me. Perhaps I'm looking in the right direction because of the potential consequences.
I
Yeah.
don't think I'm ever scared.
Really?
No.
Uncertain,
I'm really
unsure
I'm
of
really
your
confident in myself. Well, no, because I just know, like, sort of like you, I guess jumping out of a plane, you're like, yeah, I'm going to be fine. I'll figure it out. I got
with
this.
enough experience under your belt, you realize the potential outcomes and
And I think-
the odds of the worst case. You're like, yeah, I got
Right.
this.
That's where I'm at with business. It's like, yeah, there's some way to figure this out. I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
You're saying that through the lens of probably decades of business, though.
Yeah, or a decade is 10 years, right?
I haven't checked recently, but the last time I did it was.
Well, yeah, so 1 year.
One decade.
1 decade.
All right.
I'm not good with math.
Not a numbers guy.
I'm not really. I'm the big idea guy, not so much the numbers guy.
Fair.
I got lied to as a kid, said we wouldn't have calculators all the time. That was bullshit.
I have one on my phone.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
You won't always have a calculator with you. Wrong.
You know what fucked me as a kid? We moved around a lot, so I missed counting. So for the longest time, I didn't know if there was a 13, 14, 15. I just thought there was a 13 to 15. And then I also never learned my months.
Like the number
Really?
months.
So, like, you know how you learn that? We moved during that and they were so concerned about having me get.
Oh, you skipped. You mean you moved during that portion of the curriculum?
So I never got it. So like even now, like I don't know what the order is.
I don't believe that actually at all.
If I like, I normally have to start at May, but if you were like, hey man, what comes after September? I'm
You
like,
start at May instead of January?
I caught that as
October.
well. I was going to let that one slide.
Wait, what?
You start at May?
May's my birthday.
All right.
I know,
So of
it's
course,
mine too.
the most important month of the year.
Yeah, but
I
you
start
already
at
knew
the
my
most
birthday
important.
Yeah.
and my social security number. And
Yep.
You know everything about me.
I don't know your social.
Yeah.
Take a guess. I guarantee you know it. Don't say it now.
I bet I could figure it out.
Weirdest thing, it's all ones.
All right, go.
No, not here. I would need to make a few phone calls, but I bet I
Don't
could
do
figure it
that.
Oh my God, Andy.
I don't have anyone to call.
No. I'm
Like,
way
I'm like,
overmatched.
I'm going to figure out something about him.
out. You call me.
Oh.
Yeah,
do
but
have
if I was
somebody
trying
to
to
call.
figure out your social, I don't know.
Why the fuck would you be trying to figure out my social?
To get you back for knowing mine?
I don't know it yet, but I will put it on my
Take
to-do
out a
list.
small
I'll
business loan,
I'll
whatever.
text it to you.
What else is on your to-do list?
I'll text it to you when I get it. Should be about 24 hours.
Damn it.
My favorite term from our first podcast was fake natty. I've tried to use it.
Oh, wow.
Did I say that?
Yeah. Bunch of fake natties out
What a
there.
good term.
I try to pick up.
Did you learn
one-
that from me?
I did. That was one of my biggest takeaways. I've tried
I'm
to
a
use
teacher.
it. I've tried to use it, but I just use it in the most like
All right,
inappropriate
let's hear
ways.
something. Let's hear something.
I was at a grocery store and
All right.
there was what I would describe as a rotund individual shopping, and I made a comment to my
what?
girl.
A what?
A rotund individual.
Big.
I don't know what that means.
Large.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we just use smaller words for me?
Sure. There was a very fat person
I like this.
shopping, and I looked over at my girlfriend and I said, "That's probably a fake natty."
Wrong.
No.
You used the
No,
wrong.
I know what it is. I just like to
I
use
like
it
that a lot.
when I have the opportunity to. It doesn't have to be correct. Much like when I tell you that I identify as an expert or that you're racist for saying that women have short arms. It doesn't have to make sense.
As long as it's entertaining.
So I know I'm wearing a hooded sweatshirt, but every time like you're racist, I sweat.
Oh,
Like it
no.
is instant, and it's like brrr. I'm like, oh my god, am I? No, I'm not. Oh, He was just joking.
So I like I said, I don't ever really talk to people with your background, so I don't have the chance to use it.
and
So
use it
I
properly.
am. Most people think I am a
Yeah, you're a fake natty.
natty.
You're, I think,
However, I
clean.
am
Yeah.
not a fake natty.
You're fake
because
natty.
I'm a
Double fake,
real
double
natty.
negative equals a positive.
Positive.
Fake natty.
I'm just
a
saying,
fake
you
natty.
left a mark on me after that first podcast, and I've tried to use that word or those words improperly ever since.
Well,
Well, I like
you have
that.
accomplished that.
And I
There's
like
another
that
one I
that's
learned
the-
recently. This was a woman. Her episode comes out on Monday. She used the word shit pump. She's like,
Shit
that was a
pump.
real shit pump.
Ship pump. What
She
is
was
that?
Canadian. Apparently, it's a pretty deep insult in Canada. So I've also tried to use that.
Shit
Pro-
How
pump's
did
great.
she use it?
She was describing an individual she was overseas with, and she was like, "Yeah, he was a real fucking shit pump."
You shit pump
Shit
fake.
pump.
And I
I
had-
like Canadian.
I had to stop her,
slang.
and I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "He sucked." I'm like, "All right,
Okay.
As long as I know it's negative in nature, I feel comfortable using
Shit
it."
pump.
That's fair.
Doesn't sound positive.
Yeah,
But it's not like a particular type of person that you'd be like, that's for sure a shit pump, not an asshole.
you could use it in whatever way you want to. Feel free to throw that into your guys.
Done.
I will.
Shit pump is now in the vernacular.
Is that probably the number one barb that people come at you with? They don't want to accept the fact that it probably takes things like, I don't know, hard work and dedication.
You know, like 16 years. If I, like, and this is as big as I am. Yeah, no, that's most people that don't like me, it's because they think I'm lying. And it's like ruins their world. And I just want to just tell them, like, guess what? Like, I was an athlete since I was 5 years old. Maybe genetics has a little bit to do with it. My parents were both athletic. I pick things up very easy. I was good at every single sport I did. Why wouldn't I be good at this too?
Well, there's also life choices that they may be unwilling
Yes.
to make.
Yeah. They
They're-
can't get over the fact, like, okay, you can't do it. You have to get over the fact that, you know what, there's just some people that are better than you.
As someone who's been really honest about using drugs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one's over here like, you can tell he's on gear.
Yeah.
Well, like I have
And-
been.
Does that mean, what does
and
gear
you
mean?
still...
steroids.
Yeah.
God damn it. I've
You
got a
still
term
have
for
to
the
work
podcast.
out for that.
There you go.
He's
You don't
on
know the
gear.
gear? All right.
I saw a guy who was definitely on gear across the street the other day.
Nice.
Really?
No, see, I just
Followed him for a
immediately
week.
just
A
throw
giant
it.
Yeah,
fat man? Like, that fake natty's on gear.
I will probably use those in combination.
Yeah.
All right.
No, like if that was the difference, that'd look a lot better.
I know people who have taken steroids. I have done a cycle myself before my last deployment overseas last time. And I would imagine if you sat on the couch and ate Doritos,
Yeah, it
just-
doesn't
It'll
work.
enhance that.
It
doesn't
enhances
remove
whatever
the-
you're doing.
yeah, it doesn't remove the work that is required.
Yeah, you still have to work out.
Yeah.
You still have to eat well. If I was eating exactly the same, would I look different? Yes. I'd be bigger, harder, leaner.
If you were on steroids,
manlier.
you would be a monster.
I would have been on the same stage. I would have been a bodybuilder, not physique. Like I would have been on the same stage as Iris Kyle. If people actually watched how I trained, like most girls that are like using, they don't train as hard as I do because they'll grow too big.
Interesting. Hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I've even seen that with like the bodybuilding guys I know that
Yeah.
they don't train like you do.
No.
No,
And
no
they
one
take
fucking does.
months
It's gnarly.
off. So
Yeah.
after like a show, like I know, like Flex like stops training because he'll just keep growing, especially right after a show because like everything's just through the roof. He stops training for like
Talking
4
about his gear is through the roof.
No, just like you just
Well, like training,
grow.
metabolism,
But
diet, like everything's
everything-
peaked to be on stage, and so like anything you're feeding it, your muscles just will uptake and want to grow.
And in what you're saying, you're talking about like the exact time window that they are on stage. I know almost nothing about
I
this
don't-
world, but I have heard that they are timing like literally down to the minute.
Oh, everything is so exact. But like most like male bodybuilders like take 3 to 4 months off of not doing anything.
to let their body recover.
To recover. And also if you're trying to stay within a class, like weight class and stuff, like you don't want to keep growing. So
You know, and the
yeah,
and the
I
the
don't
level
know.
of gear.
I don't know that, bro. I don't know it.
Well, like
very
the level
much.
of drugs like those guys are running, like you can't run all the time. It's a set amount of time, and then you
Yeah,
have
and then
post-cycle
you
treatments
need
you have
to
to take
stop.
to get hormones back in line.
What's the long-term mileage that puts on your body though? Those cycles.
All that depends on how much you're taking.
I
like,
feel
do I think
those
you can
people
take
at that
some
level are
testosterone?
taking a lot.
Actually,
Of course
most
they
of them, the top of the top, are taking very minimal.
Yeah.
Top of
Really?
the top. Like
Yeah, your average gym bro is the one that fucks this up.
the average gym bro
Now,
that's
strength-
just doing like a national level show, those guys are taking way more than they have to.
Yeah, so-
if you're on the Olympia stage, they're taking the least amount possible.
So the
Yeah.
guys at what's a gym like Fuel or World's Gym over here?
Sure.
The jack dudes taking gear there are taking more than the top pros.
Yeah.
And coming from powerlifting,
Yeah, it's
that's where gear gets really run hard.
Yeah.
Because you can improve strength, especially if you're not worried about aesthetics at all, and you'll just shovel food in through the roof. Now, that's
Interesting.
not long-term sustainable. I've heard some terrifying cycles.
Well, what's it look like when you come off of that? What's the other end of that trapdoor look like?
Not great, but there's also
look like
other
hell.
drugs.
But
Yeah.
now TRT is so popular.
And that's a big difference than
The
running
testosterone
big
replacement
gear.
therapy.
Well, it's a lot different, but it maintains. Like back
Yeah.
in the day when that wasn't there, that's why there's all those like super old bodybuilders that look like frail old weirdos.
Yeah, because they don't know how to come down.
Yeah.
What is TRT?
So testosterone replacement therapy.
Matt can fill you in on this. Matt's
Yeah, I've been on
more
for
of an expert.
a long time. So
Okay.
yeah, so my own testosterone when I got it checked at 30 was really dog shit and like under 80.
Yep.
And so I knew as soon as I was done competing in Highland Games and done being drug tested, like I'm getting on. There's no reason not to.
Can you get off?
Well, since mine's so low naturally, getting off, like I don't produce it now. So I'm not going to magically start.
Okay.
So I'm on forever.
Shit.
And I'm running, and to give you an idea, like for TRT, right? Like, so the natural range of testosterone for men in this age group should come in your blood and gets measured at somewhere between like 300 parts and 1,300. And the reason that window is considered normal is it's the biggest spread that covers 90% of the population, so that insurance doesn't have to cover this as a medical thing. And so the
That
window
sounds
is
completely accurate.
gigantic, right? Because we don't know what normal or low would be, because unless we don't have a standard of like, what were you producing at 19 and 21?
I have no idea.
Right, no one does.
Yeah.
And so what we know is that 80 is lower than 300, so I'm on. And has helped a ton with sleep, libido, overall daily motivation, how I feel, how I recover, across the board. But I'm running 200 milligrams of like test-cypionate a week to give you an idea of what I'm running, which is
200 milligrams. Is that we're talking liquid?
Yeah, it's in our intermuscular injection.
I'm out.
That's the thing that gets
shots.
you?
I don't like shots or snakes.
Well, those syringe snakes, you stay the fuck away from those.
But I'm just saying.
So I do a shot once a week. And yeah, it's been fine. My levels now when I get tested quarterly are usually in the 700 to 900 range. So I'm not over the top. I've seen it come back when I was doing my own, not working with a doctor. I've been 1,500 to 1,700. You know that you're on gear then.
Yeah.
You feel different. Your back breaks out. You get the side effects. You're a little bit more ornery, those type of things. But at the dose I'm at, like, I'll run forever. It's essentially like a microdose of something to just get you back to average.
Normal, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas
How old are you now?
38,
How long you been on it?
34.
Damn. All right.
And then, I mean, like if you're going to run a big cycle to get strong or powerlifting or any of that, like the gold standard is like you're going to run like a gram a week, which is 5 times what I'm taking. And then I know people that do a gram a day.
Yay.
Who do you know?
We'll maybe talk about
Well,
those
say
people
their
off
name.
here.
Yeah.
Don't say their name.
You're aware that they're on that
Yeah,
amount
yeah.
of shit.
I
Like,
don't think it would be possible to not be aware.
well,
of
I mean,
it.
like back in the
They're
day,
on
like Eric Lillybridge and those guys, these guys out of Chicago that were powerlifting.
I haven't seen any of those
Eric's
guys in a very
a
long
fucking
time.
monster, or was. I also haven't seen him in a long time. He's also a real dark color of maroon all the time from taking Anadrol. Like you can tell the side effects from different drugs. Like I mean, one of the things I've heard from them is like Eric at 24 was taking his dad's blood pressure medicine so that he could run more orals. Like half of their seminar on strength is about what gear is getting taken, which, fuck, at least that's honest.
Yeah. I
Not
actually have
fake
no,
natties.
I have
No.
no issue with
Not.
anybody taking anything. Just don't lie to me.
Yep.
Which
Like,
I don't.
I want the
But
clean
that's not-
Olympics and the dirty Olympics.
Ooh, dirty
I'm into
Olympics
that.
would be
Olympics
fun.
are so much more fun. to
Dirty
watch.
and then all you have to do is just write a list of what it is that you're on, so we can fucking marvel at the science experiment that you are.
Oh, I'm
So that's what
into
they would
that.
do. They would put your photo up, then you turn and be like,
Yeah.
and then they'd be like, Rob Bailey
Drug
from
protocol.
from Westchester University, 28 years old, 6'3", well at that point in time 350. It'd just be like trend testosterone, just like
Oh my God.
And it's like, yeah,
I'm good.
he picked up a car and threw it 75 meters.
Yeah.
That's what you can do.
oh, that would be so good. It'd be like the old UFC back when
Like
everyone
the
was
old
just,
UFC,
jacked.
it was like Bob Sapp.
I don't know their names.
Bob Sapp was like that 7-foot black guy that was 400 pounds with abs.
Who I think went over to Japan and was
Yeah,
just
he
beating
just
the living
lives
fuck
there
out of
now.
people.
I think Wellborn's good. John
He
Wellborn's
is.
good friends
Yep.
with him.
He is for sure. For people who are not familiar with your training, how do you train?
Well, it's still like a bodybuilder split, so I focus on like certain body parts, 1 or 2. So like chest, back, legs. I do legs twice a week. But my training, I feel like, is a little bit different than like a typical bodybuilder because I do giant sets. I don't ever do one exercise at a time, so it's always like a string of 3 or 4 different exercises, and I rip through them as fast as possible. So that's where, like, why I also like training with Brooke, because CrossFit's that kind of style where it's like these, that's what CrossFit is. It's just circuit training.
That is correct. You're
It's
not allowed
all-
to say that, though.
That's what it is.
They invented it.
They invented circuit training.
No one had ever heard of HIIT training before CrossFit.
Because I love the intensity part of it. Like, I go through the workout a lot faster. I get pumped a lot faster. The only difference with CrossFit is like they're doing like an upper body, like upper and lower, like they're doing like full body stuff. Mine's like, oh, we're training shoulders. I'm going to hit this like 3 giant sets for shoulders and just annihilate myself.
I heard what could potentially be a rumor, but that your first exposure to CrossFit may have
I got
resulted...
rhabdo.
I'm in. I'm out.
Let's talk about this.
So I had done CrossFit like a couple times with Brooke, like, but I had joined the down there in
say their name.
Columbia Falls.
Maybe, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
First day of CrossFit, joined the gym because I treated it like cardio for me. So I want someone telling me what to do for cardio, so I do it. So did the workout, and it was like the circuit was like 4 different stations. It was like a box jump, a jump row, like double unders, and then what is it? The
GHD sit-ups, probably.
Yeah, GHD sit-ups.
The old glute ham developer sit-ups.
Which have never been used in CrossFit as a glute ham developer.
No. Just
Very
for
rarely do you
abs.
see people flip over on the old GHD.
Definitely not. So it was like 2-minute bouts, and then you had to keep score. So obviously, CrossFit, I'm going to try to win. I'm trying to get I'm going to beat all these people, show them who's boss. So you have to write.
Right to the hospital.
You had to write down like your reps for each thing, and then at the end we totaled them all up and to see who like did the best. But no one told me, hey, if you don't do this exercise, you shouldn't do more than like 10 to 15.
Were you going all the way down and touching the floor?
Oh, yeah. All the way down, all the way up. 2-minute bout, I did about 40 per minute.
So a good introduction to a GHD sit-up for somebody is 10 in a day.
Yep.
The range of motion, I mean,
Not 160.
I did, yeah. I think we did 4 rounds, so 2 minutes per. So I was averaging between like 35 to 40. Like obviously the first round was 40, and then it kind of tinkered down a little bit. So I was doing over 35.
At what point did you realize there was an issue?
As soon as I was done with the workout.
Immediately.
Well, no, but I didn't actually know there was something wrong with me until like 4 days later. So afterwards, like I was like, oh my God, like I'm so sore, I'm going to hurt the next morning. Next day, I couldn't stand up. So I was like bent over, couldn't stand upright. I was like, wow, like I need to like write this down. Like I'll do this again.
Perfect.
And hopefully not look like that.
That's the lunatic you're talking to, right? That she did that and she was like, this is the best abs I've ever done.
This is the pump I've always been looking
I went
for.
back. So that was Monday. I went back to CrossFit on Wednesday. Suffered through that workout.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, I did.
not
All
over
right, so
yet,
you
man.
brought this
I
to
think
yourself.
on Tuesday I was taking Muay Thai, so I was still lifting in the morning.
And she was still doing bodybuilding, so she was doing 2 days.
I was doing 2. I do 2 a days every single day. So cardio. So that's my cardio. And then at the time I was doing Muay Thai classes. So Tuesday I went to Muay Thai. That I ended up, and I might have left a little early that day just because I couldn't twist or do any. I could barely stand up. Still went through the class. Wednesday went back to CrossFit. Suffered through that workout. Still made it through. Yeah. Thursday is when the fluid started. So my
Fluid started.
by Thursday, my stomach. Well, it was probably like that Wednesday night. My stomach, and like my stomach's always been flat. I had like just a pool of water. So if I jumped, my belly just like shook like Santa Claus. So I texted Brooke. I'm like, Brooke, I did this workout. This is. I told her the workout, and I was like, and I showed her video of she was like, okay, go pee in the toilet right now for me. But my pee was fine. My pee.
She was probably thinking it'd be brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's if it hurts your kidneys. Mine affected my liver, which I guess some cases, like, so my liver was like completely shut down.
Whoa.
So so she was like, okay, I'm pretty sure you have rhabdo, because you should not have ever done that many GHDs. If you get rhabdo, it's usually from that. I was
It
like,
is the
okay.
single biggest culprit for introduction
Yeah.
to give people rhabdo.
Well, I thought, at first in my head, I just thought like I pulled something, like I tore like my abdominal muscle.
Oh, you did. You tore a lot of abdominal muscle.
I guess I tore all of my abdominal muscle. So finally, I think by Friday, I had called the doctor, got to see my primary. They took labs. So that took like a day or two. So by Monday, I guess, finally they told me, like, I got a phone call getting ready for work.
Well, she woke me up in the middle of the night crying. She's like, I'm going to die.
I was
like, "You're not
having
gonna
like
die.
weird
Calm down."
dreams
She's like,
for
no,
some reason.
I feel like I'm going to die. Like, I don't feel okay. And I was like, you're not going to die. You're being crazy. And then at 8 a.m., they call, and I'm making coffee, and she answers the phone, and she's like, what? Really? And she starts like hysterically crying. I was like, oh my God, she's going to die.
Oh, man.
So she hangs up the phone.
The way they told me, she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, just getting ready for work. And she's like, drop whatever you can and get to the ER room right now. And I
Jesus.
instantly was like, I am going to die. Oh my God.
It's not a big deal, but consider calling 911.
You know? Yeah.
What did they do for you at the hospital?
I 4 liters of water. Yeah, just saline water. And that was really it,
What is that?
honestly.
How would that?
I don't
I
know.
don't
They
know.
just,
Maybe it helps your body flush
they
it. I don't know.
pumped
think
me
so.
full of water.
It was an all-day
They
thing.
might, I
It'd
think,
have to
It's
be
just a reason to keep you
flushing
there
thing.
so they can keep an eye on you.
yeah, I don't remember them giving me anything else. They might have put something in the bag, but yeah, I don't know what you do. But my CK levels were through the creatine kinase was through the roof. My liver enzymes were, I guess I forget what they're supposed to be at, but they were at like 45,000, and they're supposed to be like 100.
6.
Yeah, like it was bonkers.
How long was
high.
the true recovery until you felt back to normal?
I mean, I didn't lift for about a month. I think I took off of lifting for 4 weeks, but I started doing cardio like maybe a week later. I felt fine.
No.
I just, yeah, it was
Lunatic.
maybe like a week and a half to 2 weeks. I was like, all right, I need to like do something because I'm going berserk. I'm
Yeah.
a movement person. I have to move. So I was doing cardio. I just didn't like overexert myself at all.
For everybody listening to this, please understand that we're talking about sit-ups that did this to Dana. Like
Sit-ups almost killed me.
And I say that meaning if you ever go and you want to try CrossFit for the first time and that's part of the workout, consider doing a different exercise.
If you wanted to write a program to get Rhabdo,
It
though,
would
you
be it.
fucking nailed it.
Oh, yeah. GHD sit-ups. Just do a bunch of them.
Well, and the thing is, too, like the appropriate introduction is, lean back until you touch my hand, and you let them come to like a 45-degree angle. And then it's like come to parallel, and that's it for now. We'll get to the reach all the way down and then, fire your quad and rock it forward as
Oh,
all of your
I was-
abdominal muscles go. It's like,
Yep. I ripped every single one of them.
yeah.
They've never actually been the same since. They're a little odd. We have a ski erg now, and every time I get off the ski erg, I think because I stretch so much, it's like, remember, don't do that. And like I sort of get like
Those
this,
ski
like,
ergs are
ups-
gnarly.
Yeah, I get like
I hate
my
every
stomach-
representation of a concept, too, actually.
That's fair. I like the bike.
I like the rower.
The assault bike is just a question of how much you
Well, and
hate
the Concept
yourself.
2 bike. I like the erg bike.
Well, they're kind of the same.
Similar.
They're both an exercise in how much do I hate myself.
You can't
How
ever
much
beat the assault bike.
Yeah.
No.
No, so I think assault bike is probably the hardest of all
I've done
of
some
them.
ugly like quick workout, like 100 calories for time is really lame.
Go do that and then do 100 calories for time on the ski erg, and you will discover religion.
I like legs being part. I like legs
You will
helping.
see Jesus. at the end.
it's or whatever people choose to believe in. It's it gets
Yeah.
rough.
You're Rhabdo.
quickly.
You-
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would really help my plan going forward.
Yeah. The proper introduction to new things
You know,
by Dana Linn Bailey.
yeah.
I'm way over getting hurt training. I'm
Dana,
good now.
It's Dana's
I'll-
fault.
Yeah,
She's not.
Well, the GHD never forces anybody to get on there, and I don't know any of these coaches, regardless of somebody's background, wherever they may look like coming in, they're your responsibility if they come into your business. I owned a CrossFit gym for 2.5 years, and I would have just been like, hey, skip this machine and just do sit-ups today,
Yeah.
That's
Well, and I
that is
also
what-
heard with Rhabdo, the more muscle you have, the more likely you're also supposed to, and
It would make
little
sense.
cuckoo-ness to it. Like, obviously, I have a lot of muscle, and I have the crazy. So you put those together, Rhabdo.
It would have to make sense. I mean, my non-expert understanding, it's the muscle lyses, right? So it sheds a little bit. The more you have,
The more muscle you have, like, the more muscle you're shedding. Yep.
Yeah, it's gnarly. I've been around some people who probably were touch and go for a bit. More probably along the lines of the kidney failure, though. And they definitely like, hey, I just urinated Coca-Cola. Is that normal? I'm like,
No.
I think you know the answer to that question.
Yeah,
Perhaps we should go see a professional.
More so, it
Based on your
usually-
experience pissing.
yeah. More so, it affects your kidneys. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure why it. If I get, they said like in some cases it affects my liver. Like my kidneys were okay.
Huh.
It was just my liver.
Maybe your kidneys are just super diesel. And they're like, we don't have a problem here. And your liver's like,
good.
what about me?
What about me? I'm dying. Oh my God.
I need a claw.
Shut up, pussy.
I need a white claw.
I need a White Claw.
Oh, yeah, I
Bam.
saw you guys posting pictures of White Claws.
You know?
Terrible.
They're
Not
tasty
me.
little treats.
No, you didn't actually have any. It was actually Dana that had the White Claw. I believe it was a mango one.
Yeah, Brooke and Gina, those are their
I think they're
favorite.
investors.
They're,
You know-
they
The
invest.
biggest thing that stressed me out is they throw them to each other on the boat.
Oh yeah.
And if they miss them, we go back and
But then
we
we
get
have
them.
we had to go back twice.
But they didn't upload that part. They uploaded like throwing and missing, and I was like, I watched this throw the next day. I was like, it looks like we're just throwing trash in the lake. Like, that is
no.
not what we were doing.
Oh yeah, I dived in. Like one fell off the boat because they're everywhere.
We picked up a lot of, a lot
and then we
more
picked
trash
up
this
random
year on
trash
Whitefish
too.
Lake.
I've actually seen a lot of people posting down in Flathead too of the
Yeah.
destruction left behind.
It's
I don't
crazy.
understand
and
that.
it wasn't like that last year.
No,
Nobody
no,
throws stuff
not
in the
at
water.
all.
What do you think the difference is?
More people, from
Or-
other places.
Also, people suck.
But you should, if they're good people, yeah, well, yeah, we can go back to
Not-
people suck. The good people would not litter. Like, I generally will
then it's
collect
bad.
more trash than I would ever make in the first
Bad
place.
Bad
people
people.
are moving here.
Are they, or are they
It's-
visiting?
It's just the entitlement, right? That
visiting.
like someone else will take care of it.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah,
So
it is gross.
that is gross.
Instead of
we should do something about it.
what, just everyone be accountable for their own shit.
No, I think we should form some kind of undercover superhero team that
A committee of superheroes.
that takes people out that litter in the lake.
Hey,
We'll be the lake patrol. We can get matching outfits.
remember we did
Patches?
Lake Patrol?
Yes.
I'll do it on the
At a
stand-up
house.
paddleboard.
No, we need faster things than that.
I get
Yeah,
the jet
seriously.
for the bottom,
A jet board.
like the electric motor on the bottom
I've
of the
seen
stand-up
those.
paddle.
They seem
Seems fun.
sweet.
What are you going to use for your vehicle to patrol the lake?
He's gonna be above. in
Probably
his-
just like a
his
patrol
squirrel
boat with
suit.
like
Dude, Andy.
mounted 50 cal machine guns.
Oh my!
Like a U-boat?
yeah.
A U-boat is a submarine, for clarity.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It would be cool though. Shit,
That is a
blew
German
it.
submarine. I'm talking like a
like Vietnam era.
Vietnam era Mark One jacuzzi jets, twin 50s with foot pedals, like my dad.
Those things
used to
are
roll with in
rad.
Vietnam. Yeah, they are rad.
That's like the boat from
Not
Apocalypse
without-
Now, right?
Not without ear protection, though. They're not fucking rad at all. You won't hear for days.
That's not good. You need to hear. You need to hear the bottles hit the water.
That's what you would hear.
So you can. You know,
Glunk, and you're just like, ba-ding. That's how it would go down.
I love our new gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't even open with a question, just a strafing fire of 50 cal. I'll handle that part. But we're all going to sign the lease together
Okay.
What is a lease?
for our gang.
Okay, I got
Wait.
pulled over twice on 4th of July in my boat.
Really?
Yep.
Guess
why?
Probably checking to see if you were drinking.
No, the
No.
one we were skiing with two people with no life jackets after dark. Not
But
allowed
they
to do
didn't
that.
care about the life jackets. We just weren't supposed to.
It was
be.
very dusk.
Okay.
So you're not picturing it like
So shout out to Trevor.
Trevor.
From Fish
Yeah,
and
he was
Game,
rad.
who was
yeah,
very
he
nice.
was so nice.
And then Trevor came back when he realized I didn't have any lights on my boat.
We only
Remember
had
that whole license plate
front.
thing where I was
Yeah.
like, you know, so I had no lights on my boat for
We
some
didn't
They
reason.
don't
No.
come with lights?
They
well, you
came
would
with
think.
lights, but the lights would not turn on.
Okay.
Shout out to Captain's Marina, sponsor me, fix my lights. No, I'd never been out at night, so I turned on all the lights and they just didn't come on.
Only the front two.
So Trevor came over and was like, "Hey man, where's your lights?" And I was like, "I don't."
So we held a
And
cell
he's like,
phone.
"It's all right, just be cool."
I deeply appreciate the activities that you guys do and the toys that you guys have.
Thanks, man.
Many people be like, fuck you. You have
Why would
too
they
much."
say that?
Because they don't have
The toys.
the opportunity to do the stuff that you do.
They have the same fucking opportunity that I do.
They actually don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't have your brain.
Why not?
Because maybe they're only 14 and they're looking at you on social media.
Well, then in 3 or 4 years, get your shit together, 14-year-old. Get famous on
I get
TikTok.
it. No, that's bad advice.
Don't get famous on TikTok.
I've heard
I hate-
TikTok and human trafficking
start a
hate
podcast.
TikTok.
coming together.
Human trafficking
TikTok,
on
human
TikTok?
trafficking.
Hey, break that down. for me.
TikTok's a place that
Don't
human
bum me out
trafficking's
too
go?
much.
It's not necessarily. I just did a podcast yesterday with a woman that works for Deliver Fund, an anti-human trafficking organization out of Whitefish. It's not that they're necessarily trafficking on TikTok. They're identifying who they want to go after, and then reaching out to them through those mediums.
Like,
Contact.
So like to
hey,
catch a
I'm
predator style.
Yeah,
photographer.
initial contact, grooming, meeting place. Like it's super scary.
Is the age requirement on TikTok different than?
The age requirement on fucking TikTok is you scrolling on your phone and picking what year you were born in. My
Seems-
daughter, who is 13, has social media accounts. I'm sitting there, I'm like, how did you? And I pull up her profile, and then you look at the year she was born. I'm like, you weren't born in that year, but that's the minimum year you have to be born in to have this account.
So she's a liar. She's a
when
fake natty.
Fake natty.
With her age, she's a fake natty.
Unbelievable.
Her age is on gear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you did it.
Eventually, it goes the other way.
Yeah, well, you gotta.
But so, I mean, Jesus, this woman, video game consoles, chat rooms, any time that people can touch the internet where they have the ability to people reach out to them directly is an opportunity for those who want to traffic to find the people who are trying to become the next TikTok star, right? Their whole page is around, let me just show you tits and ass. Maybe they're doing it for the right reasons. Maybe they're doing it for the wrong. I don't know. But if they
not a really good reason.
I don't know why people do that stuff. It's not my jam. I actually have never been on TikTok. I'm aware that it's an app, but if they can identify behaviors that maybe that would be a victim that would be susceptible, like all of those things can kind of lead to something you would not want
I
to
take that back to that 14-year-old kid I was talking to.
Don't go on TikTok. It's stupid.
Stay off the internet.
Yeah.
But crush life.
I'm sure you can find toys and enjoyment out of other things.
I think most people, though, would just see the comparison between the life that you are choosing to show, because there's obviously so much more to your guys' life than social media too. That's another thing people forget.
You mean one photo and a video a week that's 10 minutes long don't fully encompass your life?
So I have a really really cool life, right? I think we all have.
It's
really cool
fact.
lives. I got a lot of really cool stuff. I really like stuff, and I like working towards getting that stuff. But same thing, Brooke sat in Dana's office on Friday, and she was like, "You don't deserve any of this. Like, this is horrible what you go through every day." I was like, "Well, if I go through all this, then I get my cool stuff."
Deserve any of this? The hate that comes towards you?
No, she was there
day.
2 days, and
was
she
a
just
bad
sees what I have to deal with every day.
Yeah.
Because, nothing runs right.
There's a price tag for everything.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to jump a 9/11 on Saturday, but, like, my Thursday and Friday are horrible.
Yeah.
It's a great trade-off. That's why I keep doing it. Yeah, I'll have bad days constantly if I can just do cool stuff every once in a while.
Well, it'll let you, or allows you to appreciate the cool stuff.
Yeah, but at least they're your
Yeah.
bad days.
They're
not you're not having bad days for someone else's dream.
That's true.
And they're not even that bad. It's just bad little moments.
Yeah.
It's probably just hungry.
Yeah, but stress is still stress, like, right? It's not a competition of whether or not the bad is worse than someone else's. You're still dealing with it. And it still sucks. It's still stressful. It's still a problem to solve.
Do you guys, I don't know how you guys structure your business, but do you guys do it together? Because I'm curious, is if you do it together, there's obviously the relationship on top of that. Are there difficulties that come with that as well? I asked this from somebody who's never been in business with a significant other.
Do you want to answer?
Yes. There's a lot of difficulties.
What?
Because you treat me different. You're meaner to me.
Damn, Rob.
Oh. I'm not chiming in.
I don't even know what to say now.
I mean, because business
No,
is
it's
hard
just-
enough in and of itself, and then you add somebody.
Okay, so here's the beautiful part of what we have going on is, and same thing, my brother works for me. So like,
And
at one
that's
point in
also
time,
hard.
I realized I wasn't seeing my brother and I wasn't seeing my wife because we're like working all day and it's exhausting. And I was like, well, what if we just all like did something together? We'd be able to see them all together. So like, I set out my dream of everything I wanted to do. She set out her dream. They all crossed paths and we all started working together. Now, what I did realize that sort of sucked was, and we corrected it a little more recently, which was like,
for sure.
oh, it's all the same. It's life and work, and it's but
Oh no,
It
work-life
never-
balance, if you
it
will.
never was
so that
separated.
went away. But then it was we fly to Arizona to do an appearance, and we get there and we're exhausted, and like I have to find her food so she can perform the next day. We come home, we sleep, and it was like, oh, we're staying in a hotel. Like, we're not doing what we should be doing as a husband and wife couple because we're together all the time and we're never doing that. So we started having conversations a little while ago and like actually trying to work on all that, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think the other big problem is I have to somewhat not treat her as an employee, but Dana follows lead to me. She fully agrees it. I mean, you can say it, but like I'm the captain. I'm in charge.
He's the captain of the ship. I'm just the little skipper that follows along.
Exactly, and that's
The skipper is also a term for captain, by the way.
Oh well, I'm the
You're the captain that follows the captain.
I'm the little captain.
But she trusts.
So you're
all
the
my
big
decisions.
boss, she's the little boss.
Yes.
All right. That's how my kids describe it when they were younger. I'm a fucking little boss. I'm the big boss. I'm like, oh my God, is anybody the middle boss? Like,
No, of course not. There's only two bosses.
Yeah.
But that's what we are, and
Yeah.
she trusts everything I do, and I make all the decisions. And every once in a while, she speaks up, and when she does, I listen to her. Because if she's gonna actually step up and speak up for this one thing, of course, like whatever, I agree. So she trusts me, but at the same point in time, if I'm in charge, then she has to somewhat take direction from me or somewhat be an employee, that's where the lines blur. So I think that she doesn't realize how she responds to me sometimes because she's responding to me as a wife. It's like, hey, we're in front of our employees right now. Like, it's not how you respond to me. Like, you can't call me a fucking asshole.
Whoa, I do not.
Well, you just have to open with respectfully.
Respectfully.
With all due respect.
With all due respect,
With all due
being a
respect,
fucking asshole.
You are an asshole.
Yeah.
That ain't worth a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on.
What?
Wait. Say that one time.
Wait,
I said
what?
smaller words. Say it one more time slower.
It's from Talladega Nights, and he's like, with all due respect, that ain't worth a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on. He's like, you can't just say, with all due respect, and then say whatever you want is exactly I can.
God.
No, I bet it would be tough, though.
Yeah,
I mean, relationships
it's
in and of
awesome.
themselves
Hey.
are tough.
Yeah, it's awesome, though.
We have we kind of do our own thing anyway. Like I have like my thing. Like at certain parts we cross paths with like Flagner Fail, but generally like there's not really any.
Yeah,
issues.
she started her own business, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
DLB Daily, which essentially she gives out like a wad to everyone, informational exclusive content.
Yeah.
So she became like the CEO of her first company 2 years ago, and that's been really cool because now she's like off doing her own thing. Now, like I'm a part of that and I help, but she's the driving force. So that's been really good for us. Plus we started talking and having conversation about
And we like
feelings.
actually started trying to separate work from now we're at home. And we still do it. Like when we go out to eat, it's like all we talk about is work because it's literally like we're both in
You
it,
can't
we're
help
both
it.
doing
No.
it. And
You get
that's,
lost in that for sure.
and like we even do it with our our friends.
You can't
too.
help it because
Yeah.
we're obsessed with it. I
We're
mean, that's the thing. And
obsessed
so
and-
like it's tough to get away from those thoughts of like I could have handled that better or we should do this or thinking 6 months in advance, and when it clicks, you have to fucking get it out.
But
Yeah.
it's also not the worst. Like I'm at work right now.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Essentially this is work, right?
Technically, I am
Yeah.
at work.
You are
yeah.
the
Yeah.
work.
Am I working for you right now?
With.
Are we your
Yes.
employees?
Yes.
All right, well, I have some complaints. I'd like to speak to HR.
That you're looking at him.
All right. Well, first of all, he's following me.
Here's the deal: HR in this company doesn't give a fuck. All right.
Wow.
And if you have any,
Well, I'm going to CNN.
if you have any complaints, that just means that you're racist.
Oh, shit. Dana, you got to complain.
Yeah, if she complains, we're sweet.
She's a woman.
He looked at me weird.
Ooh.
Controversial. That's a fire starter for sure, though.
Yep.
You're fucked either way on that one.
I felt uncomfortable with the way he was looking at me. Just so vague.
Well, I'd watch out calling him a he. He didn't tell me.
He or she.
I just said I identified as 145 or was
You
it 130?
identify as a number.
You are.
All right.
Which I think
This HR department is fucked.
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep track of.
I know.
How many employees are here?
it's hard to tell. HR is not tracking it. I also do my own janitorial work as well, so that's
Oh.
another employee I have to fucking
All right.
deal with. The
a lot of
building,
people.
the building you guys are building looks.
You should come by.
Well, where is it? I assume it's over by the
You
airport.
know where it is.
Right behind
Right.
Sacred Water. You definitely know where it's
We're
at.
putting up a gate soon.
I've
so
never
You
seen
might want to
it.
get in before
I have
the
no
gate.
idea
Do you
where
actually
it's at.
think that a gate will stop me, Rob?
He's
Yeah.
I've spent a lifetime working my way through and around security.
Well, you don't know what kind of gate I'm putting up.
Okay, I mean, I haven't been defeated by any gate I've ever encountered
Well.
or wall.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm not
So-
building a wall. That's racist.
It
But a
is.
gate.
It is super. It is super racist.
What about a Great Wall?
a great wall? No, you just,
China? No, that's
here's
not
the thing: 30-foot walls. There's 32-foot ladders. I can get over all that shit.
Damn it.
Well, I'm going to look what the biggest ladder is in the valley.
Yeah.
And I'll build a wall higher than that.
All the way around the property, or just the front?
I'm going to have to now.
Yes,
now
you
that
are.
you're talking all this shit. I don't know. Maybe if I put something mean on the gate, like, Andy, stay out.
I would actually probably be like, fine, they don't like me. I'm out of
There
here.
you go. Gate
Would
work.
turn me away. You don't need a gate. Just put a sign.
no, Andy's allowed.
It just says, please, Andy, don't break in.
No, the building looks ridiculous.
Thanks,
It's
man.
spectacular.
It's cool. It's really, really cool.
How big is it going to be?
So we have a small, like 5,000 square foot building full of cars, and right now it's where we train. And then we have the other building. I don't know how big the car wash is, but
I mean,
A car wash?
car
yeah,
wash.
we put a little car wash
You know
in.
how cars are dirty here all the time because
Always.
it's Montana? We
Saw
we
your,
built a car wash.
you were playing with your mud flaps and switching them out and trying to figure it out.
Wait, what?
You put it on social media,
What did I put?
like new mud flaps for your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work, sort of.
Yeah.
He's
They
a
work-
huge fan, apparently.
they work
This is all I
better.
can tell.
He's a good follow. I like it.
I know.
I like to hear that because I try to keep it entertaining. I lose a lot of followers.
it's
It's
not
also
about
you.
entertainment. It's about you just being you.
All right.
Yeah, it's also you, and that's one of the things that I can deal with pretty well. Is like the Rob I know is a personal friend.
Yeah.
isn't a big separation. Because I know if you post something and I text you about it, you're never going to be like, oh, that was just bullshit. Like,
Oh, no. I try to be
Right.
really real. Yeah.
And it's like everything from that day. We don't post like
Yeah.
old stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that also feels weird.
So car wash,
Yeah.
even though I got mud flaps. So the back is 18,000 square feet, which isn't big enough, but my brother's a little pussy and he made me build a smaller
Oh
building.
my god.
God,
But we
True.
can go like 3 to 4 pallets high. So we can go really, really high.
And this is all for Flag Nor Fail.
Yep.
Just flag no fail.
And just to make this episode stand alone, explain what Flag Nor Fail is, because I know we talked about it
Okay,
on the
so
first time you and I
it's
sat down.
our apparel line that we started 11 years ago now. It started out like a hand-printed streetwear brand, and because we were in the fitness industry, it sort of became a fitness brand. We tried our best not to be a fitness brand, but then eventually we sort of embraced it. So we're like it's hard to define what we are. Like, we're not an adventure brand. We're not a streetwear brand. We're not an athletic brand. We're like all of that. Sort of like both of us. Like, we're a little bit of everything. Like, I'm not the best at anything. Dana's the best in the world at bodybuilding, but
Not anymore.
it's still in there.
Just 1 year.
It's still in there. But yeah, it's I'd say a true lifestyle brand. We make hammocks, we make running vests, we make all workout clothing, we make streetwear, we make
Swimsuits, towels,
everything.
flip-flops, hats.
So yeah, that's
And
all.
probably growing daily when you guys have ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's no surrender, no failure. It's a very we try not to be too corny, but it's a very motivational thing to try to just get people through life. The customer we're looking for is someone that has unwavering dedication to something. Whether that's working out, whether that's your finding happiness in life, whether that's business, whatever that is. But we want to be there for people that truly believe in one thing and are chasing that and refuse to stop until they get there. So, yeah.
So it's a hell of a company description.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so we started out printing everything by hand. We moved up to got some auto presses, and then we moved up to cut and sew, and now we make everything. We engineer everything. We're picking fabrics. We've got a full creative staff. We've got a full cut and sew staff developing, and we're working our asses off.
I'm gonna come check out that building.
Come out, man.
You guys won't be there. I'll just observe it and survey it.
You want to jump a line 11 over a thing?
No, maybe I have. You don't even know.
Oh.
What does that mean? You've been in my car?
Maybe.
Damn it, man. Super spy. So the back's 18,000 square feet. Then we have a lunch loft, and then the front is 12,000 square feet, 6,000 on top of each other. And that has a full gym, sauna with a treadmill in it.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Did they misplace that, or do you just hate yourself that
So
much?
I like running on treadmills, but
Yeah.
And he likes to sweat.
I like to sweat because it makes me feel like I'm working. No, listen.
You found the solution for sure.
Yeah.
But see, so that's what everyone's assuming. So everyone's like treadmill, 180 degrees, or I'm sorry, sauna, 180 degrees, treadmill. No, I'm gonna put the sauna at like 130, and run in the winter, because it gets so cold in the winter that like
You don't
I
wanna
want to
run
get
outside.
warm.
No, you don't
before I
sweat
train.
for weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so. My thought was, if I can run this at 130 degrees and I can run, a 20-minute run is gonna rock me.
Yeah.
So we have, bathrooms, showers, all that for the staff, podcast studio, photo studio, full gym, basketball court, turf out front, turf field out front.
Are you going to let people come check this out? Is there a retail
So that's
consumer-facing area?
There's not right now, but what the biggest thing that we're excited to do is, like, right now I feel like we're like very rumored to be in Montana, right? So like a bunch of people know we're in the valley, but they don't really know us. And then people that don't know us probably just don't. Well, they probably like her, but generally people that don't know me don't like me.
Oh.
Which I don't blame them, man.
Why is that?
Because I have a mohawk, and it's a flowing, long, weird, like rat tail mohawk, and I'm 38 years old. I shouldn't have that hair. That's right there. That's enough to not like me. I have spikes on the front of my tires.
Oh.
Like Mad Max dickhead, right? So like there's tons of reasons. I have tons of 911s. There's tons of reasons not to like me. I wouldn't like me if I didn't know me, and I'm fully aware of that. But I also know that generally when people meet me and they see me in real life, they're like, oh, that dude's not that bad. I don't mind him. So what we want to start doing at the building is doing like open gym sessions. Or like, hey, a Friday night, gym's open. If you're in the Flathead Valley, just come out, dude. Bring your car, come out, party, go in the sauna, run the treadmill, pass out, die, whatever.
Sign a waiver first.
Sign a waiver. Play
Have
basketball.
someone out there flipping burgers.
Yeah, you know, and sort of like, you know, because our name's in the Valley, but I don't think we're like, not everybody knows who we are. So I think start doing some little open events like that, maybe once a month.
Cars and coffee.
Cars and coffee.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Like Black Rifle Coffee, I get it. It's-
Yeah.
No, yeah, and absolutely.
And habit.
Yeah.
And you guys
You
can
have
fight.
to battle each
But
other.
like not Habit, but just mostly Black Rifle.
It's It's fair.
But not habit.
You guys give away 10 times more coffee than I sell a year right now, so that's
my
fine.
God.
Give him a chance.
Give him a little chance.
Somewhere
I have
else.
a chance. I've started a coffee company. That's it. There's no rule that says I'm not allowed to.
How long have you been doing that?
I've done it for like the last 3.5 years.
How's it going?
It's okay. It hasn't got nearly enough attention to grow. And so now I'm
so-
trying to figure that out.
The cool thing watching Matt is he didn't take it serious. He was like, oh, it's cool to have coffee and give my friends. So every month he sends
we
me
get
first of all, way
so
too much
much.
coffee.
Yeah.
So much.
It's way too much.
Okay. Well, you now
Don't
have a
stop.
big warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give people coffee.
He was looking at it as, hey, it breaks even and, you know, I can send friends coffee. And I was like, that's really cool, man. But
And
it's
so
like,
if I ever get a chance to give it attention, it's there.
which he's close. Watch out.
Watch your back.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
Oh, I will. You need to take it more seriously, I think is what Rob's saying.
No,
I
he-
am.
and he is. It's happening right before my eyes right now. That's what he's been thinking about the whole podcast.
His coffee?
Yeah. What he's going to do next.
Look at him. Look at him in his eyes. See?
Look at his brain work.
Sounds
Look
like
at it.
white noise in here like a TV.
Out of all the stuff that you two do together, what's your favorite? And maybe there's an answer that's different for both of you.
I mean, for me, it's my daily workouts. Right now, we're just finished up a 6-week challenge. So I did an 8-week challenge and had crazy results with people. We did like a little summer shred, and I have to pick a winner. And that's going to be like as hard as it's going to be. It's really cool seeing what people can accomplish a little bit with my help. Like,
Yeah.
like people are dropping 25, 30 pounds in
In a
6
month.
weeks.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even
yeah, 6
understand.
weeks.
I didn't even know that was possible. But
Depends on where you're starting.
yeah, obviously some people were starting a little higher, and those were like the bigger. But then I was seeing crazy, like girl in shape and then shredded in shape. Like girls were getting ripped, guys were getting ripped. That to me is like I feel like I'm doing something.
Like for a winner, are you more impressed by someone who is in shape and managed to get jacked? Or is it the
I'm
person
not
who
sure. I'm just like I keep pulling people. Like I have another folder, so I'm going through one by one.
That is a tough one.
It's gonna be really.
Yeah.
I'm
Did you
wearing-
improve by 3%, or did you have this catastrophic improvement from
Yeah.
where you started?
Yeah, but if that
Yeah.
3%'s already like at a peak.
Here's the deal. 2 categories, 2 winners. Take the pressure off yourself.
The rules
The
can't
rules,
change last
yeah.
minute. I don't
I'm
think.
giving away $10,000, so that's why it's like
Sure, that's just fine. Just give away 20. It's fine.
Oh,
we just picked 2 winners.
Or
Yeah.
that's one way to do it, I suppose.
I mean, there is
give
like,
5 to 2 people.
I think.
yeah,
I didn't know about the cash prize.
except
It
one
does
of them
make
will be
it more
bumped.
difficult.
cash prize. So
Because that's
Yeah.
tough. Do you reward the person who had
I'm-
even better discipline, or just had this life-changing 6
I'm
to 8
going
weeks? That's
for
tough.
just straight transformation. Like who made the most drastic transformation, whether that's a weight loss or muscle gain.
fair.
We
Right on.
haven't gotten to that. I have like 30 people pulled aside right now, and I got to narrow. And I'm not even halfway through. So that to me, it feels like I'm like doing something. I'm like helping people, motivating people. I'm changing people's lives. And like some people, this was their first time ever doing a challenge. First time ever like entering and getting workouts from someone. So the only thing you had to do was you become a member of my site, $7 a month. And that was it. Like there was no extra fee. I got a lot of like first timers, and to hear they all write responses back like how has like DLB Daily helped you, and like I've been reading them, and it's like some of these were their first time ever getting into fitness, and like that's life changing, and now they're like sticking to it and they want to keep seeing how far they can go. That to me is the most motivating, and that's my fulfillment, I think.
That's big, dude. It
Yeah.
ripples left in the pond, right? Like you're changing people who have a
Changing
chance to
people.
change someone else.
And it's something that I love, and like I know how much it's done for me. Like the gym has like built so much confidence in me, and that's what I want other people to see. Is like when you're stronger and you start actually liking the way you look and you're building your body and chasing goal, like you make goals and you actually make them, and what that can do for up here. Like I want everyone to experience that, and that's that starts in the gym.
It's a tough act to follow, Rob.
Yeah, good luck.
And not only that, I misinterpreted I was going to say camping. I really enjoy camping with her.
camping.
Yeah.
No,
I actually meant more from a professional perspective.
yeah, like out of all the
So as soon
business.
as
got a
she
lot of
started
different-
answering
yeah.
that, I realized that's what you meant, and I was like, I should think of a new
good that
answer.
you didn't go first.
But
Try
then I was
this
like,
again.
I should also pay attention. So,
man. I like
shit.
camping.
So
Because you do a lot of stuff.
I do a lot of stuff. Honestly, the music's a lot of fun, and I think the music is a lot of fun is because I don't take it serious at all. I take it very serious, but I also just like make it and then just like I released a song yesterday. I was like, hey, here's a song. So I like the no pressure of it. Like it doesn't, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's not like a real thing. It's just a really fun creative expression that I can do, and I can do whatever I want. There's no label. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't sell. There's no employees.
Yeah.
I can just make whatever
And no
I
one
want.
will even know if it doesn't.
You don't have a tour.
No, I don't know. I just
Right.
go to the studio
Yeah.
and I
You've
rip.
hacked music in an incredible way.
Yeah.
I have to say, it's
Probably the best
fascinating
way.
to watch.
Thanks, man.
Out of all the stuff you guys do professionally, what's your least favorite?
Mine was the Warehouse gym, the public gym we had. Luckily,
Oh, that's
that
right.
one-
You guys closed that
luckily
down.
one
That
out
was
of
back where you
business.
guys originally moved
Yep.
from, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
So
headache.
when we were there, loved it.
Yeah,
because
it
it was
was
just like a
great.
big venue for us to like bring people together
And
and
have
a great
events.
time.
Like
and
we had a place to have events all the time.
and we spent way too much money on equipment that like just we had
like
somewhere,
anything
like,
we
look at
wanted,
this.
like, oh, vertical leg press, I love that. We'd buy it. And like no gyms do that. Like whatever
Yeah.
equipment's in there, 10 years later it's the same stuff.
But then we moved.
And then we moved, and then it was a
And
headache.
we realized that like we could not find anyone run the gym that gave a fuck.
Really?
No one cared about it like we cared about it.
I think that's
And
got to
that
be tough
includes
with
the
an
members.
absentee owner of like a brick
Yeah.
and mortar.
Of anything, I would
Well, and they
imagine.
also looked at Rob and Dana as like, oh, the rich assholes. Like, fuck them. They have enough
Oh,
money.
Who
Like,
cares if I give away a
So like we
smoothie?
had a
Exactly.
like
Or if
the
I steal money or
shirts in the
you know.
stores, like there was so much stuff just walking out of there.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, that's a challenging issue.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
My
Oof.
HR department would handle that in ways that would probably put me in prison, but
Are you going to run this coffee shop?
I
Oh,
don't
we need
think
details
That
on
would be
that.
so cool.
That's it.
I'm gonna
Interview him on this
be-
podcast.
Yeah.
Go for it. You can
Yeah.
find away all you want to. I don't want to run it day to day. What I want to do is build an amazing team there that understands what myself and my business partner want it to be. And then, I mean, I would imagine, and this is the first time I'm going down this path, that it'll probably be more heavy-handed to begin with. And as things taper off, I will always have my hand in it, but I also don't want to limit people in their ability to be heavy-handed in it as well. So I want to grow an awesome team of people who understand the vision and then let them do their jobs and
Yeah.
not stand in their way.
So I've thought about starting a coffee shop. Because you'll see my property. So we have a tree line. So we're behind the tree line. So you'll never get past that.
It's impossible.
Between
It's
the gate
impossible.
Why would I
and-
go past it when I can go over?
and the tree line. Well, there's power lines. We're protected from all
Power, yeah.
angles.
Yeah, you don't know much about helicopters, do you?
It's impenetrable.
We know where the helicopter lands.
Okay. Who said it would land?
Wait,
Wait,
what are you doing
exactly
out
are
of
you
the
showing up
helicopter?
to do?
It's hard to say. What day of the week am I coming?
Any
How would I know?
Exactly.
So in front of the tree line, Jesus, I'm
We have-
so nervous right now. Start locking our doors, Dana.
I
All right.
yeah.
Windows are easier to get in than doors anyway. So.
Lock the windows, Dana.
It's a weird sense of security we have with Windows, right? Of like, oh, hammer, I'm in. No, this door doesn't open. Kadoosh. Well, we're in.
I have an alarm system.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Do you think you can break into my building?
If you want me to try, I can answer
Break
that for
in's
you.
easy. Get away with it.
No.
It's
Yeah,
tricky.
Keith.
We could do it consensually when you're done. I'll give you a once over.
A security check.
Security
So
check.
what would you'd come in and capture the flag and then leave, or what?
Oh yeah, I'll hide the flag.
Why would the flag be hidden?
No, I
Because-
want you to come in and write something on my whiteboard,
All right.
like a math equation in Good Will Hunting.
I'll probably draw a penis. If anybody
Yes.
And I'll be like, this is a hard math equation.
Just a big penis on your whiteboard and says,
like-
you've been cleared hot.
I mean, if people-
008 equals D.
does. Yeah. When people leave their notebooks open, I'm just like, like I can't help myself. I'm a child.
Okay, that's fine. All right, well,
Coffee shop, the
Bring
Valley,
it.
the Valley could use good coffee shops.
So I was going to maybe see if Matt wanted to do a habit one, and that way we would be enemies. You and I.
I'm more of a coffee
You don't
shack.
care.
Dude,
Yeah,
I think the
that's
coffee
what-
shack.
that's
No.
exactly what
We're
we-
building a
We're going big time?
giant building.
An
with-
empire, of course.
How many square foot was yours?
And donuts.
It is going to be about 3,500 square feet. of
We're
coffee
going to
shop.
do
No.
3,550.
Ours will be 1,500, and then the other 2,000 square feet will be a wind tunnel.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
That'll
And
be
then,
sweet.
With its
and
own
then
power grid.
another,
Yep.
With its
another
own power
1,000
grid.
will be donuts.
And donuts.
I don't feel like you eat that many donuts, Dana.
No, but I can think about that.
She's a big fan.
Should just smell them every day.
Yeah.
She tries to just get them osmosis-wise, just be in the vicinity.
Well, in the wind tunnel. So we'll throw them and you'll catch them.
So y'all going to do food?
I don't
and-
think you know how the wind tunnels really work, but
I have
clearly.
one and you don't. So
it's not yet. It's all right. Now, the coffee shop will be an interesting journey. It's the biggest project I've ever been involved with, for sure. I don't like the timelines that architects work on. I've discovered this about the process so far. I am interested to see how the timelines go with builders.
So Black Rifle didn't have something already built for you, like the franchise model of the building?
They have a franchise agreement.
Yes.
But the creative expression of that, shall we say, is largely left to, in my understanding, I might be misspeaking because I really only have my interaction with them. It's left as long as you meet brand guidelines, whether it's in the product display or all that stuff. You can paint your own canvas.
Oh, right on.
That's kind of cool.
All right.
Man, those guys are killing it. It's been super fun to watch the whole thing grow.
It is. It's a pretty impressive brand for sure. I like what they have going on, and I think it fits perfectly into the demographics of the valley.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yep.
It'll crush.
Home run.
It'll crush for sure. And it's going to have food trucks and an open area and a little grass area. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Oh,
Two
man.
food trucks and a
Be
beer
rad
truck.
to have a cool place to hang.
What food trucks?
I don't know. We haven't built them yet. I'm thinking gourmet.
Wait, whoa.
Now you're doing food trucks
building
too?
Food trucks?
Yeah, and a beer truck.
Ooh. How about a wine truck?
Beer. As long as it doesn't involve a liquor license, we can talk.
I think wine fits in the same
I think
category.
beer and
as
wine would be-
Beer and
yeah.
wine.
Why not have, though, a beer truck where you can go to all of the breweries in the valley, of which there are, like Sacred Waters is one. You got Bias. You got the 406. Like, hey, guys, you guys want to rent a tap here? We can all come together and people can get them. I'm thinking burgers in one truck and then gourmet PB&J in the other.
Have you ever seen people, they cook them like they sear them like a
PB&J?
like a
Like a
Like a
panini.
grilled
Like a grilled
cheese.
cheese?
like a grilled cheese. Yeah. Have you ever seen that?
I've done
have.
that. It's amazing.
I saw it once on the internet, and I haven't done it. So could you do that?
I bet it's delicious.
Well, maybe, because we're actually working on the menu now.
I'll do
We're
it
going to
at
do
home.
a PB&J competition next month to set the menu.
Where at? Can I come?
I
I
had
think
bacon.
you guys probably could come, yeah.
What do you mean could come? I was sort of
It's not going to
expecting
be
a
at my
hard yes.
house. If it was at my house, you guys are welcome
Whose
to. It's
house
like
will it
40
be
minutes
at?
south of town. My business partner.
Where's his house? Fuck,
It is
I gotta start
in
stalking
between
people.
here and where you live.
In the middle.
All right,
It is no, it's in the middle. It's like halfway to Whitefish.
We'll find him.
So it's basically where your warehouse is.
Oh, so you're having a competition there?
Yeah, we're having it at his house. We're bringing in a bunch of people who think they have legit PB&J.
Right.
Dana.
We're going to have. So hold
The
on.
DLB?
There's rules. All right, you're going to get items present like this is the items you have to work with, right? Because in the food truck you're limited on space, and we need to be able to turn these things out.
Yeah.
So you're going to get staple items, but you get to bring 2 of your own. So everybody will have the basic building blocks, but maybe you like jalapeno jam, habanero jam. I don't know.
Oh, so you could bring your own jelly.
Yeah, maybe if you wanted that
Or
to be one of
peanut
your
butter?
items, or you could bring chocolate sauce or fucking M&Ms if you want to. I don't know.
Man,
Mushrooms. Matt, you're in?
this is going to be a really exciting PB&J.
I don't know
could
anything
be.
about that. I'm just trying to be the wild card of the group.
Those would be very exciting.
Wow. Okay, I'm very excited about this. I wasn't
Man.
as excited, but I'm a lot more excited.
Seating for about 120 outside with the food trucks, 80 on the inside. It's going to be awesome. Little
I'm
grass
so
area,
stoked this
little
place will be
stage
up
area.
here.
For music, live music,
You can come up there. I'll put a microphone up. You might scare the living piss out
I'll
of
do
the
an
people there.
acoustic set.
Acoustic set of your stuff would be very fun.
Is that like
Be horrible.
quietly playing the guitar but then screaming on top of it?
Yeah,
just like
I feel like
just feeling
painful to even think about. Don't picture it in your head.
I
It'll
feel
hurt.
like if you did that, 911 would be called by one of the neighbors.
it. What about instead of acoustic, like overalls and a jug band style of Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard?
like, hey, this guy with no license plate showed up, and he's screaming at the kids.
But early next year, that's what we're targeting. Should be should be pretty badass. I hope so. I'll show you guys. The renderings are on my phone. I can show you guys after we're done.
Okay. I'm so stoked for next year's 4th of July.
It's going to be rad.
It'll be done by 4th of July?
Hopefully, if they get started.
Oh, do we need to talk about your guys' experience with delivery dates?
It was bad.
I'm coming
Will
back
it be
in
done
there.
by 4th of July? I want to say in my heart, I want to say yes.
Okay.
There are many things that I don't have control over.
I don't have any resources for you to help. There's nothing I can do.
We have a
Yeah.
plumber and an electrician.
Ooh, I do have a
We have
plumber,
a plumber
and electrician
and an electrician
crush.
that are very good.
I mean, there's building supply shortages right now. There's labor shortages.
Yep.
You guys probably know
Yeah.
this doing the building. Yeah, I mean, hey, you guys were just welding up the metal staircase the other day.
He came from Salt Lake, so I have
Yeah.
that guy. That
welder.
guy is awesome.
Also
Crazy he had to
really
come
good.
from Salt Lake, though. That shows you what the hell is going on construction-wise in the valley.
The valley's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be done next year.
All right.
Sick.
Well, if you need anything, I have a welder from Salt Lake.
But we're going to do like a grand opening. You guys have to come by.
Yeah.
totally
Get
down.
Evan to come up here.
Yeah.
See if we can get some other people to come up. Matt, I don't know if Matt would come up, but
My friend,
BJ jump
my
over the
friend
building.
Brooke will come.
no. No. Okay.
No,
It's fair.
No, jumping over the building, yeah.
you don't like BJ, huh?
I just don't want to see anybody die on the property the first day.
No,
Not day one.
not Dave.
You got to get there a week.
We could do
Day
that on the
2.
soft opening.
Wait, we don't make BJ jokes, right?
I'm allowed to make BJ jokes, I think.
Just when he said no one dies on the property.
Right.
So don't have BJ come on.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I got
It's
it.
not a funny joke.
Too soon?
It's a lot.
It's okay.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah. I think you should jump the building. I think that would really just set you over the top.
Like on a dirt bike, or what are we talking about?
Trophy truck.
Trophy
On
truck.
the Black Rifle trophy truck.
Yeah.
We just get heavy to build a big enough ramp.
Oh, yeah, I meant to ask you guys, what type of dirt bikes do you guys ride?
I have a Honda CRF 150
Husqvarna
Just a little
501, and then we have 2 T-dubs.
and a T-dub.
What is a T-dub?
T-dub, what are they, 200s?
Trail bike.
Well, Yamaha trail bikes, fat tires.
Way cool.
Yeah.
I just got
Not
a
super
Supermoto.
fast,
Yeah,
but
I got a dual sport bike. I just got it this year.
Oh,
KTM
no way.
890 Adventure R.
Ooh.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Actually, you guys were talking about going up to Polebridge. I was up there on it with a couple buddies last Friday.
ooh, that would be
Was it
fun.
crowded?
We were there early in the morning. So
Oh,
not a
okay.
great indication of what it would have looked like later in the day. I would say
Yeah.
there was a lot of traffic headed in that direction,
Okay.
but we continued on yonder after that.
We were going to go there tonight.
Yeah.
We might want to review those plans.
Okay.
And maybe go
Or
tomorrow
it could be amazing.
All right.
Or just go
it
for
is
dinner.
It is Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
What if we go
It
to
might
that
be a shit
mountain,
show.
that mountaintop and camp there?
We could probably do that.
That would be off grid, eh?
Yeah. Well, service.
We both have dumb trucks. We can get up there.
There's probably already people there. The
Yeah.
valley's weird right now, man.
I'm
I mean, you know
just
that.
tired.
Like,
it's just
We
it's
have to, like,
packed with a lot of people.
there are no
leave
more
at, like,
secret
3
spots
o'clock.
that I know of.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's way too hot to be
Everything.
at camp.
Yeah,
There's
well,
secret
everything
spots.
gets taken up. You got to go find these secret spots he's talking about.
Well, you guys have been here in the valley longer than I have. I
yeah,
should be asking you
we
about
just
secret
go
spots.
to. I
feel
mean,
like
even
everyone
when
knows
we
my secret
would
spots.
drive to Polebridge, like before you even get to Polebridge, we just go down like random roads, and they're still like how are you guys finding these like spots?
But if you do it before June and after late
Yeah,
August,
that's the
you're going to
problem.
go right back to finding those empty
Yeah.
spots.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
then no one's here
For the
yeah.
90
Yeah.
days of the summer months where the kids are out of school, it's actually, you can feel it within the first few days of June. You're like, God damn.
Yeah.
what's
Where all
going
these
on
people
around
come
here?
from?
The
Yeah.
traffic in Whitefish is crazy.
But I will say this, I'd rather have it like this than last summer where I was just deciding to walk down the middle of Main Street because there was no fucking cars.
Oh, weird.
Given the choice between the two, I'll
See,
I'll
I
take
don't
the
remember
people.
like last 4th of July, or was it just because it's 4th of July, like things were a hair
I mean, we were
normal?
just doing our own thing.
Yeah, but I don't remember there being a vacancy of people or an abundance.
I feel like we even went out to a restaurant, right?
I'm sure we went to, like,
because
Inda
you guys
or
got
something.
Oh,
sick.
because I got heat stroke.
Yeah, you didn't go. Yeah, we went to like Tupelo that night.
Oh, we also went out and ate at that Japanese steakhouse with Heavy and all this.
I feel like it
that
was,
stuff
like, sorta
opening,
normal.
but it was at a fraction of,
Oh.
of this at least. There
Yeah.
wasn't this level of palpable increase in number
True.
of people.
Very true.
Yeah, when they did lock down Montana, it was odd walking down Main
Yeah.
Street. It was a little creepy, actually. And then what sucked was watching some of the businesses just fold.
Yeah.
That was
Dude, I don't know what
fucking
you're
sucks.
supposed to
Sad.
do as a
So
restaurant.
sad.
Like we watched like our neighborhood just get decimated.
Have they
by
come
it.
back at all?
We watched one like close, and then a restaurant tried to open and never got open, and then I watched the signage come down and like another one's in it. I'm like, man, I'm sorry, dude. Like I'm sorry. Like you put everything to try to do a thing and like bad time.
Bad time. I just think of like, because we know so many people like that had gyms and stuff. I mean, even our own, that was like a part of it.
Yeah.
Like closing it down. It was definitely a part of it because we couldn't hold events. Events are where we made most of our money, especially when we went away. And like we couldn't hold events for a year. And I just think of all the gym owners that like that's their like baby, their pride and joy is this gym.
Yeah, I was panicked last year in March. Like as soon as things went weird, I was like, I don't sell a single fucking thing anyone needs.
No.
So if people are going to not have money and not have jobs, business is fucked.
Yeah.
How did it end up going though?
40% growth.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
That
when
was
I bought
weird.
my KTM, the guy said to me, literally, this is the last one we have on the floor that's not sold. We've just had our best year ever.
People are home.
People are
Consume.
home.
People are home and just buying
They're
stuff.
bored.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess there was the paycheck protection and stimulus money, but $1,400 isn't going to buy you a KTM.
Buy you stuff. Yeah.
I don't know where all the money.
I don't know where it came
I think
from.
that the KTM and those type of things, right? Like, I think it's easy to be like, people got stimulus money and they're burning it on bullshit. But I mean, other people that have a decent income or worked from home or did any of this type of thing, now they have time. So of course they're going to buy cool shit. They're not stuck at an office. And then how many people now have pivoted to working from home and working remote? I mean, most of my friends like got offered from jobs. Like, would you take a 10% pay decrease to not have to come to the office?
Yes.
And like everyone was like, yeah, that sounds fucking
I would
rad.
take a 20% pay
Right.
decrease to just not work for anybody else, work for myself.
Yeah.
Because I'll build that back later on and
You'll be
recraft my
fine.
life around that.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of the events, you guys travel. What do you guys go to? The Fitness Expo?
Oh, FitCon.
What the hell goes on there?
FitCon.
Whatever we want.
We do all
so we
sorts of
throw live
music.
concerts
Yeah.
now. So it was a normal fitness expo. A lot like I don't know if you know fitness expos, but like SHOT Show.
I do know SHOT Show.
Okay, so it's
for
different than
muscles.
that. But for muscles. So it's like a big thing where everyone's like, hey, buy my protein powder. It's better than your protein powder.
I feel like there's like 1 million protein powders out there.
There's a
lot.
million and 10.
You just got to
Yeah.
get the good one.
Yeah.
Or not. They're just, whatever.
They're secrets.
Yeah. So there's that, and then you meet fitness celebrities and things like that. It's pretty. Once you go to one, you're like, oh, I get it. This is boring.
For you or for the participants?
For everyone, after you go to one, yeah. No, but it is a
Well, I
really
guess
good.
not for them because they keep coming back.
Yeah, it's a really
So-
good opportunity for Dana to
Meet
engage with
people.
her fans. So, we had an opportunity to buy into FitCon, and COVID hit, so we moved it outside. And we actually ran it in the middle of the pandemic when nothing else was happening. So we were capped at 6,000 people per day. We sold out both days. Not one mask in the whole place. And no one died
was.
somehow. I don't know how.
I
feel like
started
everyone
off
should have
with a
died.
giant high five.
But
The COVID 5.
Yeah, I finished there after an 8-week road trip.
yeah, you
Yeah.
probably brought all the germs.
You brought all the germs.
So we moved it outside,
was
and then
fun.
we were like, wow, this feels like a music festival. So now we started throwing concerts at it, and now it's like a fitness music festival. We have knights that fight. We have
There's MMA.
MMA. There's boxing.
boxing,
So it's just
CrossFit.
everything.
Like it's pretty much
fitness.
all fitness.
Yeah, there's powerlifting, there's
Yeah,
a strongman,
powerlifting.
there's all the
Yep.
stuff.
There's BMX jumps. There's
Yeah.
everything. It's just we just try to get everything out and encourage.
It's far more of a fun thing
Yeah.
yeah.
than the. It feels more interactive than
Yep.
the Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
I've
like
been to the Arnold.
yeah.
Okay, so that's generally a fitness expo.
That's the biggest.
You shuffle around and you're like, this is what am I
Yeah,
doing?
it's just a bunch of booths and yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
protein
Yeah.
farts and dudes with their nipples out.
Yeah.
pretty
And then
much.
SHOT Show's not much better. It's a little weird and just a tactical.
But in
Yeah.
that industry,
Flavor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we moved it
It's the
outside.
same
Now it's
thing.
like a festival. So
Yeah.
What you're describing sounds fun.
Yeah.
I feel like you
actually-
need to do one here in the Valley.
Ooh.
we could. We're re-looking at how we do it.
We
and it's
take
something
over
that
Johnny
we totally could.
Shockey's property during his music festival.
You guys going there next weekend?
We don't have tickets.
We can get tickets. We know people.
Whoa.
You guys know people that know people.
Fucking
Dana-
DLB
So Dana,
swinging it.
I have a feeling that everyone knows people.
Oh yeah.
That's normally the way that we do everything is like, we know somebody, we'll figure it out. But I feel like here in the Valley, I feel like
Mac will get it.
that's what you think. That's what you think. But I feel like right now everyone's like, oh, we know people. It's
I
too many-
know-
do you
I
have
never-
tickets? Are you going?
My buddy is running the VIP security. I told him that I would help him. So I'm going to wear a T-shirt that says security
VIP.
and not do anything security related because this episode will come out after the event, so I can say
What if something happens?
I will make sure people get on that.
Incredible.
You're fake natty security.
That's correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
Your management.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like
feel
security
that
help.
way.
You're like, no, I'm just wearing a shirt.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be my job description, but that's how I feel about it.
VIP security.
That's what I've been told.
So you'll be letting us in, basically.
I will kick you guys directly out of the event.
Have you ever had to run like low-level bullshit security, like bouncing or any of
Fuck
that?
no. Why would I do that?
I don't know, because you were 22 like I was.
He is so much better than that.
I was, let's see, what was I doing when I was 22? What year was
shot
that
at?
first? No, I wasn't getting shot at yet because that was 99. That was pre-9/11.
Yeah.
That was when we were still in the conceptual phase.
So
of
what were you
warfare.
doing?
Training for war.
Okay, how about in 97?
I was just checking into SEAL Team 5.
All right, how about
What's the last
Just
civilian job
straight
you had?
badass your whole life.
The first job I had was being a team guy, other than working for my dad. And then I got out and I was working for CrossFit, which is how I met Brooke.
Ah.
All right. So what did you do with your dad?
Masonry.
Oh, shit.
By that,
Oh.
I mean he did masonry and I brought him fucking concrete and bricks to build with.
all right.
I was not a mason. I was a mover of things that masons need to build things.
I like that.
It was a good upbringing.
We need those people.
Work ethic
Yeah.
was instilled at a young age.
I like it.
I was a mason once. I built a wall.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Brick or block?
It was rocks that we
Natural stones.
natural stone and then mixed up concrete, and I would lay the concrete and then put the rock on and built a wall.
It's more walls than I built.
Yeah.
It's true. I did it all by myself.
Why would you want to work security?
Well, it was a means to an end. I was 22 and I was bouncing at a bar
Oh, God.
because it was easy work.
It's the worst job ever.
Also, I
Trying
could go to
protect
school
people.
during the day. Oh, we weren't protecting anyone.
It's the worst job ever.
And then
I know. I've done it.
Hey everybody,
He's
you
awesome.
guys all see me because I can't do anything until you do something. So I'll just stand here and wait. Until
if
you
you're
do.
going to bother bouncing at like a bar in like a college town like Baton Rouge, LSU and stuff like that, just go work at the strip club. If you can get hired bouncing at the strip club, way easier job, pays more money.
You guys heard it from Matt first.
There you go.
Are you giving out life advice right
That's an easy one.
More occupational, I think, at that point.
You have about a third of the customers
now? Okay.
every night.
They're not
And-
there to fight.
Nope.
Nope.
They're there to be creepy.
Way less of a problem. Working in a real bar is fucking hard. Because, I mean, whether you're bar backing or running shit, because you're there till 5 a.m. to clean up after you kick everyone out. And then you got to deal with the guys who don't have to leave at 2 because they're friends with,
Because they know
Fuck.
somebody like Linn Bailey.
or our idiot Darren, the owner of this. He looked like a 415-pound Steven Seagal. Like, had this gnarly
Oh my
ponytail
God.
and
I
like
am under the
Steven
impression
Seagal.
he weighs 415 pounds.
So he looks like current Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
5'8".
I don't know how tall Steven
I think he's in the 6s. I think
Yeah.
he's actually quite a tall gentleman.
No joke. We had a fight in the parking lot, and Darren strolls out from his upstairs office to get in the parking lot to be part of it, and came out with a samurai sword.
I mean, I can respect that, actually.
Makes sense.
It
Steven
got
Seagal.
taken from him really quickly.
Oh, no.
By one of the
Taken?
people fighting?
Yep.
That's because he actually brought it out not having the intent to wield that
100%. He
That's
was
what-
he was there to throw a flare in the air and
Tell me
scare
more-
everyone off.
Tell me more.
Some guy took it from him and broke it because it wasn't a great samurai sword. This wasn't
Nor
like a
was
nice
it probably
vintage
sharp,
one.
let's be honest.
It was something he maybe got at like a state fair at best.
It's something he got.
Darren's not a high functioning.
He got it in the airport. In
A
Japan.
high functioning alcoholic was what I would describe him
I would
as.
never think if I was in a fight and I saw a guy come out with a sword, I'd be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm
take
gonna
that fucking
sword.
sword.
I'm going to break it over my knee. That
You
was
could
never
see that
crossed
he
my
was
mind.
pretty winded by the time he had made it out to the. He didn't have a lot of slashes in him. He operated a lot on cocaine and bacon.
It's a classic pairing.
Yeah, they go together.
I'm going to put that in my grilled cheese.
Oh, you guys win! This is great.
I win.
Yeah,
Winners.
Something about this sandwich. It's awesome. I just figured a bunch of stuff out with my buddies.
I'm not that hungry, but
Yeah. Okay. Samurai swords, strip clubs. I think we've given some good occupational advice.
Yes.
What's next for you guys? I'll get you guys out of here pretty soon
All right.
because I know you guys want to go
What's
to
next for it?
Polebridge. Yeah, what do you guys got going
oh,
on?
what is that?
I mean, after you build the empire,
So I want a
What are you
helicopter.
gonna build?
I don't know.
we should talk.
What do you want to talk about?
The flight characteristics of a helicopter when the engine has an issue.
Ooh.
It's like a rock.
Yeah, more of that.
Okay.
What?
if your airplane has an engine problem, it glides.
Yeah, it lands itself practically.
Not anywhere near close to accurate, but
No, but I'm saying I've practiced enough engines.
Do you mean it approaches Earth?
You have
sure.
chances.
helicopters, different story.
Okay.
Death.
So what are you trying to say?
Well, I don't know the stats on it. I personally have been in 2 helicopter crashes. I don't like
Jesus
them.
Christ.
You don't like them?
How many plane crashes
I
have you
mean,
been
that
in?
would
0.
make sense.
Why? Okay.
Just be
I look
careful.
at helicopters crashing like a horse falling them over. I'm like, well, that's fucking dead now. It's ruined forever. Everyone near that's
It's not
dead.
pretty. You got a chance at auto rotation, but from my understanding, you need a little bit of height for that to
Yeah.
get the rotor blades spinning up, and then you got one chance at pulling the collective to stable it out.
Yep.
Oh my
Stick with planes, and they're more. You're working on a 3-dimensional axis because of the spinning of the 2 rotor blades.
Yeah.
You ever seen a video where the tail rotor goes out?
It's horrible.
It's worth a Google.
No, I know it's hard. Why?
I'm not going to.
Okay, I'll come up with a new dream, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Don't look at me. I'd still backing helicopter.
What's your next thing? Give me a second to think about mine.
I have a
Mine's
shit ton of
ruined.
travel coming.
Where are you
Which-
going? U.S. or
You know how often cars crash? Ever seen a car crash?
every day?
So I'll leave here the 13th or 14th. I'm going home getting a vasectomy on the 20th, and then I'm in Austin for a week for some work stuff with On It. And then I'm in Iceland for 3 weeks starting August 5th. And then I'm home. I go to Africa for 10 days. And then I go to Bali for 2.5 weeks in October.
Out of all of that, I found it so weird that he decided to say what he was having done medically.
These are
when he went
these are my
home.
plans. I
You're
don't
like,
have any other
I'm gonna
medical
go home
things.
for a week and then get on the road. It's like, and just have my balls chopped. It's like,
Let's get rid of them.
I mean,
Who needs them?
I giggled out loud.
Yeah.
And no one else did,
You
so I was
and
like,
I-
I should be quiet.
I didn't
caught
skip
it.
it. I
I'm
don't
just
ha-
like, that's really.
I
he feels
instantly
comfortable.
thought
He's sharing
of
with
Michael
us.
Scott and Michael Scott because he got a vasectomy.
Oh, I
and
got it
then
reversed
Jan-
twice.
and then snip, snap, snip, snap. Like that's as soon as I was like, oh, you're my.
No, mine are.
Just
They'll be
don't
gone forever.
change your
I
mind.
won't. I'm good on that decision.
That is awesome. That is a good amount of travel, and I'm glad that you're able to do that.
Same.
'Cause a year ago, I don't think many of those locations would have even been open to you.
New, and there's still weird restrictions on stuff. So
Yeah. What about you, Dana? What do you got coming up?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Don't say helicopter.
Not a helicopter.
I mean, here's the thing: get a helicopter if you want to, but there's other complications that can come from that.
Don't say
I
helicopter.
don't know if you know this. Andy's a bit more doom and gloom than dreams.
I'm not.
It's a lot.
I'm what's known as a realist.
All right.
So when you were in the helicopter crash, like, did you crash when you were in it, or did you jump out of it?
There's not really a way to jump out of it.
Okay, 'cause
Like
you
an
would get,
elevator when
'cause
it
you
hits
would
the
get, like,
bottom.
chopped up.
It depends.
Possibly.
One was due to hydraulic fluid being lost, so the control ability of the helicopter, the pilot, was drastically reduced, and it was basically like a controlled crash landing. And the other one was a tail rotor strike. So that one was a little bit more spinny. We were very close to the ground, so they were able to
my
get it onto the ground. But just both of those situations, as somebody who was I was sitting on the outside, and the other one I was sitting on the inside. You're just not in control of what's going on. It was very shitty.
No, and you're spinning in circles.
It was only about a rotation and a half because we were so close to
okay.
the ground.
That's still a lot more
Well,
than I
I'm
would
just
care to.
picturing this,
Yes.
and you're just.
That's what I picture with Rob playing it.
Oh.
All right. So I
So
sort
we're
of
not getting a helicopter.
I sort of want a wooden boat.
Ooh, what am
Oh yeah.
Like a canoe?
No,
Talking like one of the bitchin' Italian wooden watercraft?
where I look very wealthy.
Yeah.
Yes. Tortoiseshell glasses, ivory-handled pipe.
Yes.
Yes.
Captain's hats.
We're all gonna have captain's hats.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have
Blazers.
some kind
Blazers,
of
for
embroidered
sure.
blazer.
with
Yeah.
the gold
Smoking
buttons.
jacket,
Yes.
I assume. You
Yes.
mean. Yeah.
Yes.
Boat shoes.
Patches on the...
Yep.
Yeah. That are always pristine.
And for some reason, a croquet set in the boat.
Yes.
For when we park. Yeah, no, I don't know
gentleman's
why
game.
I want a wooden boat. I've wanted one for a really long time.
They look... If we're thinking the same thing, they look amazing.
We're thinking the same.
Yeah.
It's like the scene off of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, like the whole wooden boat chase.
I don't remember that part.
Those boats, though, it basically looks like you just stuff $100 bills into the gas tank. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I'm so wealthy that this thing runs $100 bills
That's essentially the same miles per gallon my
as
Tundra
you're
gets.
driving it off to your yacht.
I don't
And
have
then
a
it
yacht.
sprays them out the back because we don't need them.
Well, you'll have to
into
collect them,
20s
'cause-
that we're not going to stop to pick
Yeah,
up because
we
we're
don't
so
need 'em.
wealthy.
I mean, that's what. Yeah. So better than helicopter. You're still sort of ruining it for me, but
Oh my god.
I just want to look. I don't want to have to. They don't work. What's wrong?
What? No, I'm saying those boats are awesome.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm saying
But
you
no
have one of those
helicopter.
boats. You look to people like you're so rich that you're just stuffing hundos in there to make the thing work.
Well, I'll tell them not to look at me.
Don't look.
No. Your people will tell them not to look at you.
Yes. Yes.
From the shore. Or they follow in other boats and they're like,
Stop looking at him. All right.
I like it.
There we go.
I'd like to travel.
Did you have one?
I'd like to start putting things on the calendar. Want to go places? He has all these places he's going.
come to Iceland next year. Let's go to Iceland. I'm dying to
That's
show
next
you
year.
guys.
That's
That one's on the
far
bucket
away.
list for me, actually.
Dude, it's great.
I've been to the
we can all go
Reykjavik
with you.
airport like 3 times, but only passing through.
Yeah, I've been now 13 times.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, a lot.
It looks beautiful. My sister and her husband went. They stayed in like a, I guess I can't really call it a hotel, but it was a glass sphere.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
the bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. I have not done that yet. I think we've rented a treehouse one for this trip, and then we've got. So we'll do like. So we're going with a company this time.
Yeah.
It's Trova Trip invited my girlfriend Bonnie and I, and so we've got a group, and of like the 20 people going, like my mom, her best friend, Bonnie's best friend. We have 8 people going that are like homies. So it'll be fun. We're doing a bunch of stuff that I've done before, but all of it's rad. And then the other 2 weeks that we're there, we've got like a, not a sprinter, but whatever their thing is equivalent with a roof tent. And then Bonnie and Brant are going to just get the fuck out of Reykjavik and I'm trying to get around the island. I haven't managed to fully circumnavigate it yet. I failed twice.
It's a good goal.
Yeah.
That is
It just takes longer to get everywhere in that country.
You're not going to stay in one of those glass dishes.
Not this time.
It's good. Because there could be a volcano and a rock could hit the
Oh,
top.
there is a
And
volcano going off right
Shards
now.
of glass would go
Yeah.
directly
Yo,
into
there's
your
a
jugular as
full-
you're sleeping, and you wouldn't even wake up.
Yeah, there's a full volcano going off right now. I'm so stoked that I get to see
Very
that.
likely that would happen, Rob.
Well, I learned that you can't look out the windows at things that hit the earth. Wait, that was a different conversation.
What?
Wait, what?
Hold on.
Wait.
The glass shards, that's been twice today. I've heard that now. Oh, my goodness.
You had 2 glass shard
I'm paying
conversations
attention.
today?
Mike Rashid told me that comets hit the earth all the time.
Oh, I listened to this
and
part.
debris hit the earth prior, so everyone was like
So-
looking out the window
so they
at
went
the
blind.
comets. And then the real comet hit and it shattered all the glass, made them blind.
Oh.
A lot of times when people tell me stories on things, I'm just like, oh, wow. And then it goes as
What
in
year
fact.
was that?
I don't know. I
Okay.
didn't research it yet. I have a lot of stuff to look up. I have to look up helicopter crashes.
You don't even need to look them up. I'll just send you my dossier,
It's top 10.
top 10. You want to start at 1, or do you want me to work you up to 1?
Just start at the most fine.
Worst
I
case
don't-
scenario.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
watch.
No, you know what? If you want to get your helicopter license, go ahead. But do me a favor, get like 400 hours of your fixed wing first.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do.
And if you ever need somebody to sit in the right seat while you're doing your instrument stuff, I'll come sit there.
All right.
Because you can have a safety observer while you're not. How does this work? I think you can do. There's a way that you can practice for instrument stuff if you are not an instrument rated pilot yet, but since I am, it allows you to basically get reps.
All right.
We'll do it up.
Next year. Not this year.
We just figure
We
out
still
more
have
places
half
for
of
you
this
guys
year.
to fly to.
I know. I just want to do my thing this year a little bit, fool around a little bit.
All right.
I
Just
feel
make sure.
like we should fly more places. That's on my list.
Okay. We have some places flying coming up on my
Yeah.
list. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get you guys to Polebridge because we've been at it for a couple hours. I'm stoked you guys are in the Valley. I'm glad we finally got to meet. Obviously, I got to know these two. I knew who you were, but finally got to meet.
Yay.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing awesome shit, and I think the Valley is better for it. And people say otherwise can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, fuck those
Oh.
dudes.
Haters.
Fake natties.
Fake natties.
All geared up and
All
fucking
geared
angry.
Exactly.
Stupid
Bunch of-
fake natties.
Shit pumps.
Those are all the new words that I know right now. I'm like out of new words.
Man, you didn't learn anything on this podcast. Oh. I felt like you're supposed to like learn something. Nothing.
That's not how podcasts
Only
work.
thing I learned is
No.
you follow me.
I have never once
Stalk.
followed you, but I do
Shadow is the word.
see you. I do see you occasionally. And Dana sometimes too, but
He
usually
just
walking to
notices
her
you.
car. Yeah.
Bears
So-
witness, if you will.
All right.
All right, we
All
gotta
right.
go find his truck outside.
It's right outside. No, thank you guys for the time.
Absolutely,
we'll do it again
man.
for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the west bank of the river. That's A firm, west bank. It gives me hell. Still give it to me in the grove. Okay, one's in from the north. I've got the west bank of the river. Two's going to give it to you in the grove.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to tune in, whether you're listening on an audio-only platform or you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate that you take the time every week to tune in. People ask me a lot, what can they do to help me spread the word? And the answer is actually embedded in the question. The biggest thing you guys can do to help me, if you enjoy the podcast and you think it would be helpful to others, is subscribe and share it with other people. And if you have the time, go on to Apple Podcasts and leave me a rating and a review. If you think the podcast sucks, tell me it sucks and leave a 0-star review or the lowest stars possible. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion, you can go to clearedhotpodcast.com. And there is a contact me button right there, which will land in my inbox. And the last thing, if people are interested in helping out, what you can do is fly the old flag. And by that, I don't mean an actual flag, because I don't have any of those. I'm talking about t-shirts or sweatshirts or hats, whatever it may be. Again, clearedhotpodcast.com. Click on the shop tab, and hopefully something in there looks like it would be an item you would like to wear around town. And then you can tell people what it is when they ask you. But that is it. The biggest thing I can say is thank you. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, see you.